That's all I got.
Yeah, we can't have those two up together.
Nope, they can't be up together. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Hey,
Good evening and welcome to Randolph High School. Steve Witterhack along with Randy Armga here to bring you some Trailways football as the Randolph Rockets will be taking on their conference foe, the Fall River Rio Rebels. They're not the Pirates, they're not the Vikings. They're a combination of a couple teams that used to always play against each other every Friday night. They got them in one co-op team, and they call themselves the Rebels. But we expect a pretty good competitive game here tonight at Randolph High School.
Certainly incredible weather for this time of year. Maybe almost too warm for football. The boys are going to dehydrate a little bit out on the field, but other than that, you're right. Maybe 3 clouds in the entire sky as we look out our big window here. It's just an absolutely gorgeous night to be out and watch football.
Again, always very hospitable when you come to Randolph. Their AD, Vince Propson, always takes care of us when we get here. Great view of the football field here. The only problem is they didn't have them. I thought they were going to change the jerseys on their home jerseys for us, but they wouldn't go that far. We don't have that much power, so we're going to have, when it gets dark out, you will not be able to see their numbers very good on their backs. You got to kind of get used to their body shapes and maybe the socks or shoes that they're wearing. But again, we got to watch a pretty good football game with Randolph last week. They played over at Hilbert. Not an easy place to play. Real storied program over there, and Randolph took care of business 16-8, getting a score with a little over 8 minutes left in the ball game. A lot of things to be impressed with, though, from what we saw in that Randolph team that night, Randy.
Yeah, you and I talked about it that night. You know, I think up and down battle all night long, and tied at 8-8 for a considerable amount of time. So really a nice test for Randolph, and I think a game where you couldn't ask for more as a coach for a non-conference early game. Went through a lot of scenarios during that game, a lot of mistakes, and they learned from it, and I think they're going to be a better team because of it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a learning game. I know Hilbert had a lot more, mistakes in that ball game. A lot of key penalties when they got deep into Randolph territory in that first half, down to about the 7-yard line on a run, and ended up getting a holding call and just went backwards from there, did not score, and some big opportunities that they kind of passed up on. But yeah, we were impressed by some of the Randolph players, namely Alex Hollander had himself one, had kind of a coming out party for him as far as being a go-to guy to handle the ball, be the quarterback and run the ball if you have to, make the decisions to hand the ball off on the option or take it himself. Had some nice-looking passes down the field. He did a lot of really good things, and then defensively, he was just shooting in and getting people in the backfield for losses. And he played a complete game, both sides of the football, I thought.
Yeah, very complete game, very cerebral game. He made good decisions, I thought, all night long. He ran the option stuff, made some tough pitches at last second opportunities, took a big hit, still able to deliver the ball on target for the most part, and I was impressed with his leadership on the field. You could just tell he was kind of enjoying himself out there. You could just see it in a little spring in his step, and he went down on defense. I think maybe in the third quarter we went down, and we thought, we were speculating. We thought, yeah, maybe cramping or something, or did he hurt, something worse? And he was down for quite a while, popped up, went off to the sideline. I don't know what it was, but just a few plays later, he's back in on defense and never missed a beat the rest of the game.
Yeah, very impressed by him. And some other guys I'd like to mention in the ball game, Jacob Kyle, who I know has played a couple of really good games, and the coach, Tom Chase, very high on him. And I mentioned him before we played Hilbert, and Hilbert had another pretty nice game. He had 50 yards rushing, and in that ball game, Brady Prevey, I thought it was fun watching him grow up. He's got a skinny, short little kid, and he shot up a bunch of inches. He filled out and played some very physical football both ways, offensively and defensively. Had some nice catches for Randolph, a couple of receptions for 52 yards, and some nice tackles. And it's good seeing some of those kids. There's always kids coming up. When you lose some good players from last year, and a lot of people think, well, we're just going to be awful next year because we lost all these really good guys, lost the guy who went to the Badgers and everything else. No, there's other kids that step up. That's how high school works. There's always somebody waiting in the wings, and they got to learn from the best, and those guys that graduated and popped right in, and now we're looking really good. I like the aggressiveness overall of Randolph defensively. They got great speed, and they pop in there and they hit you.
Yeah, and you talked to the coach after the game. He mentioned team speed being a real positive for this team. Tackling is kind of a lost art nowadays, and I thought they also tackled extremely well.
Right.
They must work on it a lot. They got some tough kids, and that helps, obviously. But I thought really solid in their tackling. Nobody got many yards after the initial contact, and that was something they did well. And then that attacking mentality on defense. They didn't wait back at the line of scrimmage for somebody to get there for the zero gainer or the 1 yard gain. They went in the backfield and they attacked people and got those TFLs for 5, 6, 7 yard losses numerous times. So big play defense.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about both teams. A little bit more to talk about with Randolph yet and their opponent, with Fall River and Ryle going at it in Randolph tonight, opening night in the conference for all the teams in the conference. So a big night for Randolph, and you kind of want to set the pace and get a good rhythm going into the conference season by getting a W to start out with. But a pretty good contest and a pretty good competitor that they're going to be taking on tonight with Fall River Ryle. We'll talk about them as the pregame show continues live from Randolph High School, brought to you by Home and Auto Sales. This is Randolph Rocket Football on Radio Plus.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the home and family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
They're located in the heart of downtown Randolph, a rural community which they're very active, sponsoring many events and benefits, including this game today. They're proud to support residents' continuum of care by offering both assisted living and skilled nursing care. Randolph Health Services and Assisted Living. Randolph.
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin in Waupun and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin. They'll give you a reason to smile both inside and out.
Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph is the place to bring your vehicle to keep it running its best. Owner Micah Voskill has been working at Dairyland for over 20 years. Their ASE certified mechanics can do everything from replacing your tires, brakes, and battery, oil changes, and simple maintenance to replacing your transmission. And they use quality Napa parts. Pamper your vehicle with a visit to Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph. They wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game. Chad and Tricia Dinkle, owners of Otter's Inn Bar and Grill in downtown Randolph, wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game. Otter's is the perfect place to take friends and family for a delicious meal. Their menu includes a great selection of appetizers, burgers, specialty sandwiches, and pizzas. And they have great daily specials, including their excellent Friday fish fry and juicy and tender prime rib on Saturdays. For an enjoyable dining experience, head to Otter's Inn Bar and Grill, 179 Stark Street in Randolph.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Casasa Rewards checking accounts? All Casasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Casasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
At Randolph High School, a beautiful night for football. A little warm, maybe, but as soon as the sun goes down, it seems to cool off pretty good at night. So, not a bad night to call a game. We're sitting in kind of a hot box in here, but a nice place to call the game in the press box right along the 50-yard line. We got Jeff Sauer with us doing the video streaming. Randy Armgren joining me to do color commentary, and I'm Steve Witterhack here to bring you Randolph Rocket football taking on the Fall River Ryle Rebels in this ball game. Fall River coming off a loss last week. They're 1-1 on the season. Had a good first game where they knocked off Parkview Albany by a score of 40-6, but then a little tougher time moving the ball against Cochran Fountain City, and they lost by a score of 17-0 in that ball game. And looking at some of the numbers on that, Matt Miller, their quarterback and kind of their key player, who had well over 100 yards the first game that he played this season in that victory rushing. So he's not afraid to take off. But in this last game, he was held to 21 yards, 5 of 12 passing, I should say, and 7 carries for 38 yards in that ball game. So a little trouble against the team that they played with Cochran Fountain City in the last ball game. So we'll see what he's all about, playing, I think, a pretty good defensive team with Randolph, and what he can do against the good defense he's going to face here tonight as far as maybe keeping that ball and tucking it in and heading up the field.
Yeah, and it's oftentimes comes down to, getting behind in a game. It forces you to leave your game plan a little bit. Maybe you're throwing more than you should. The defense is prepared for that, and it can really change your stats and your numbers. But yeah, I'm expecting a very nice football game here tonight. And as you said, beautiful night for you and I and Jeff here in the booth, but maybe a little warm on the field. These guys are going to have to, they're going to be sweating pretty good.
And another running back that they have in the backfield that's been racking up some yards. More in this last game, Connor Richardson with 87 rush yards per game so far in the 2 games that they played. You'll hear from A.J. Trinan, also 28.5 yards. Not a lot of statistics with their receivers on the team, so we'll see if they kind of expand that list of contributors that they have besides the quarterback and another running back that are their main contributors on the team, and see what they do against Randolph here tonight. Again, the Randolph Rockets, some of the other players that really have stood out in that last ball game and that victory. 14 tackles for Xander Padilla in that game, and the PA announcer for most of the game couldn't say his name right and butchered a lot of them, but he was saying Padilla. Quesadilla, but Xander Padilla having a really nice game with 14 tackles. He had Jake Dykstra. We mentioned his name quite often. He was in on 10 tackles in the ball game, and we really liked what we saw out of him. 9 tackles for Jacob Kyle, not just the running back, but plays great defensively. And you got Bryce Ratajik having a little trouble as a fullback right now, getting a lot of yards. That connection kind of between him and the quarterback, I think, is not solidified yet. No work on that as the season goes along. But defensively, he had 8 tackles along with Brady Prevey in that last game. So a lot of guys with some big numbers tackles-wise, and everybody out there just like gang tackling out there too. A lot of help all around these guys as they took players down. So like I said, I liked everything I saw from the team defensively, and Tom Chase said before last week's game, that's what he really likes about his team, how great they play defensively. Yeah, and we mentioned earlier, a pretty good test for that team, and I thought they really, met the level that they needed to be at, and that game could have went either way last week, and I thought maybe Randolph just, a little more guts and a little more determination is what it really came down to, and
They had an opportunity for a touchdown, maybe I think it was near the end of the third quarter on a wide open receiver that was a little underthrown by Hollander, and wasn't able to complete it. But they didn't hang their heads. They came back and came up with a big drive when they needed it and able to score, and I think it really speaks to their character.
And looking forward to should be a really nice game tonight to open up the conference season. Randolph hosting the Rebels of Fall River Ryle, and we'll be back with more of our Home and Auto Sales pregame show live from Randolph High School on Radio Plus Sports.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. Plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
A reminder for everyone that Bent's Automotive is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Keeping your vehicle in tip-top running condition is essential. Call 324-9962 for Bent's Automotive. Get the quality repair and maintenance services you need from the automotive technicians you can trust. Bent's Automotive at the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in beautiful downtown Waupun. Call 920-324-9962 to schedule your service or repair needs today.
Marshview Veterinary Clinic is a proud supporter of the student athletes and the Randolph Rockets. The team at Marshview is happily accepting new patients for wellness and surgery. We're also pleased to offer emergency and urgent care services for pets throughout the community. Dr. Jeff Hookstead, Dr. Jackie McIntyre, Dr. Colby McIntyre, and the friendly staff in Marshview look forward to seeing you and your four-legged companions. Go Rockets!
Most of us plan ahead in life. We plan for our wedding, our children's education, family vacations, and other life events. Understanding the benefits of pre-planning your funeral has prompted many to take the step and plan for their own arrangements. The biggest reason is so your family is put at ease by knowing your decisions are taken care of. The burden is lifted off their shoulders. Call 324-5547 to discuss pre-planning your funeral arrangements.
Coles Community Funeral Homes, Marquezan, Randolph, and Waupun.
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin, Waupun, and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin. They'll give you a reason to smile both inside and out.
Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family will have the help they need to maintain their quality of life and pursue their dreams. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting what matters most. Contact Christine File Agent at 11 South Watertown Street in Waupun or call 920-324-3488 today. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The power of intelligent farming is here. The remarkable new T7 Heavy Duty with PLM Intelligence is available now at Waupun Equipment in Waupun and Watertown. Built on the legacy of the acclaimed New Holland T7 tractor family, the T7 Heavy Duty delivers leading all-around performance and comfort. You'll see wider, operate quieter, think smarter, and feel stronger. Two models are available, featuring up to 313 horsepower. Designed for you, by you, the new T7 Heavy Duty with PLM Intelligence lets you put intelligent farming to work right now. See one today at Waupun Equipment in Waupun and Watertown.
Randolph Family Dental understands families. Dr. Ross Werner and his daughters Dr. Madeline Werner and Dr. Muriel Werner Dittman are there to take care of all of your family's dental needs. They are committed to the highest level of care for their patients. And Randolph Family Dental is currently taking new patients. Call them at 920-326-3191. Randolph Family Dental is excited to announce they'll be moving to their brand new facility at 130 Progress Drive in Randolph in early 2023. This game is powered by C. Broxma Electric of Waupun. C. Broxma Electric has serviced the electrical needs for Waupun and the surrounding area for over 18 years. From small residential jobs to agricultural, industrial, and commercial jobs, they do it all. For quality work and prompt, courteous service, contact your State of Wisconsin licensed electrical contractor in our area. C. Broxma Electric at 920-319-1614 or check them out online at cbelectric.net. Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph is the place to bring your vehicle to keep it running its best. Owner Micah Voskill has been working at Dairyland for over 20 years. Their ASE certified mechanics can do everything from replacing your tires, brakes, and battery, oil changes, and simple maintenance to replacing your transmission. And they use quality Napa parts. Pamper your vehicle with a visit to Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph. They wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game. If you have any building or remodeling projects in your future, make sure to call Jeff Tadrick at Ace in Building and Remodeling Randolph. Ace has been in business for over 20 years and builds new homes, offers complete interior and exterior remodeling and additions, single to multiple car garages, windows, decks and patios, seamless siding, and seamless gutters. Ace stands for Achieving Carpentry Excellence. Let them work on your next project. You'll be glad you did. Give Ace in Building and Remodeling a call at 920-326-3624.
Welcome back to Randolph High School. Steve and Randy with you to bring you the matchup tonight between the Randolph Rockets playing at home against the Fall River Rio Rebels in their first conference game of the season. Jeff Sauer on the video streaming. And again, looking forward to a great game here tonight between these two squads. They're doing the Parents' Night thing right now, so a little later start on the game. I wonder why they had it like 5 minutes after the hour. They're timing it down to past the top of the hour, but that's because they're doing the Parents. And they got pretty good numbers here in Randolph for a small Division 7 football team.
Yeah, they certainly do. And, nice little program. Nice to honor the parents. They put in a lot of hours, especially those moms. They doing the laundry and all that other stuff. Should be recognized. Feeding these guys every day when they come home hungry after practice.
Yeah, it looks like some of these guys have been doing a lot of eating out there. Yeah. They really got bigger and matured and grew up in these last few years. So fun to see how some of these guys turn into, pretty much turn into young men. And they're up here in high school and really hit the weight room hard. And I know Vince Propson does a great job along with Amber Elvin downtown in Randolph over at A&B Fitness Concepts. And they do a great job getting those young people in there and getting them into the weight room, and that's key, especially in football. It's a key thing to have your guys in the weight room, be able to compete against some of these other schools that are doing that.
Yeah, everybody taking pictures there. An official photographer on the sideline as the parents and their athletes are announced to get a nice keepsake there as a memento. Nice picture.
I see last weekend, kind of looking at that game for Randolph against Hilbert. Offensively, they put 174 rush yards on the board and 90 passing yards, and did a pretty good job against Hilbert. Who's got that nice running back and quarterback on the team, along with a pretty good receiver. They gave up 151 yards rushing in the game and 78 yards passing. So both teams are fairly equal, and Randolph just, of course, getting that extra score. I really love that last drive that Randolph had when they moved it down the field and had to move the ball. And they're sitting and probably at their own, 30-yard line, 35-yard line or so. It was a fourth down and a yard or two to go. It was kind of a questionable play time with maybe over 10 minutes left. If you're going to run a play yet or you're just going to punt the ball away. And Randolph they just used it twice in the ball game, both very effectively, but they just went no huddle, and right away everybody got set, which we saw Hilbert not do earlier in the game when they tried to do no huddle. And then Hollander just grabbed the ball and just split right through, right as center, got himself a first down, kept the drive alive. That ended up being the winning scoring drive in the ball game. That was, I thought, great coaching and great execution by the team. To it's one thing to coach it and tell kids to do it, but to have everybody get set in their spots and they know exactly the situation. We need these 2 yards to keep this drive going. You can't give them the ball back on this end of the field, but we're going for it right now, and they did, and they got it.
Yeah, and both times that they deployed that was after a long gain, so everybody, including your big linemen, they sprint down the field after a good gain. You get the chain gang going down there as fast as they can go. They get set up and Randolph ready to go, and your thought process there is certainly keeping the defense a little bit off balance and not allowing them to get set, and it works twice. I would assume that Fall River Raya was looking at a little film. They know that might be coming, in those certain situations, but well executed last week by Randolph.
Yeah, sometimes you have teams that kind of save that for the conference games or against some of their main opponents in conference and kind of keep that. But they knew this was kind of a signature win, and the coach even said that. We really told the boys, this is really your signature on this one, on this win here, and it's something to be proud of that you knocked off Hilbert on their field. And took them 16-8 in that ball game. So he thought it was a proper time to do it, and he really thought that was really a confidence builder for the team, that they deserve to have that opportunity. And they came through, executed what the coach told them out there, and came out on top. They did that. Was that on the touchdown play that they did? It
was,
that?
yes. Yeah, that was the other time they used it, right?
Yeah, they were 3 or 4 yards out, according to what the with Sports had, about 3 or 4 yards out, and then Alex Hollander just all of a sudden they get it set, and Alex, again, he was their go-to guy, and he said, sometimes, early in the game we had a lot of different guys touching the ball, but that was the Alex Hollander drive. He just had the confidence in him. He gained his confidence during that time, and his number was called just about all the way up the field for the Randolph Rockets, and he came through every time his number was called, and he took that ball as the quarterback in on a keeper and kind of shrugged a tackle and kind of kicked out to the right a little bit, got himself in the end zone, and put Randolph ahead in what was an 8-8 ball game at that time with a little over 8 minutes left in the game. Yes,
and they went to that right side, as you mentioned. I think they ran right behind big number 77, Lane Jenkins, I think I listed at 6'4", 310 pounds, and they just, as you said, got lined up quickly, and it was power football. They led with the back and just stuffed it into that right side and got a big push up front. Credit those linemen for their hard work, and it paid off in a scoring touchdown.
And Randolph again, the defense coming back out on the field and did very well out there, stopping Hilbert on their attempts. They had a little success passing the ball against Randolph earlier in the ball game, but they knew they had pretty much that one receiver out there, the one guy that had some speed out there and breakaway speed, and they double-teamed him. They had a guy behind him, a guy in front of him, and they knocked the ball down a few times trying to get it to him, and that was something they didn't do earlier. It's pretty much a big play to that receiver that got it down deep into Randolph territory that set up their only touchdown of the ball game, getting it to that receiver.
Yeah, Alexis Rojo was his name, a senior, 6 foot, 150 pounds, not a huge guy, but as you said, very speedy, and Randolph made some adjustments. Credit them.
We're going to take a break right now, come back with the beginning of tonight's game, Randolph against Fall River Rio. Back after this on Radio Plus Sports.
If you're looking for someone to take care of your tree needs, call Eli at Torres Tree Service of Waupun. He's been in the business for 10 years and started up Torres Tree Service 3 years ago. Eli and his team can remove trees big or small, even those hard-to-get-to trees. They do tree trimming and stump grinding, and the job's not done until they put topsoil and seed where the tree was removed, clean up the debris, and haul it away. Join the many satisfied customers by calling Torres Tree Service in Waupun at 920-344-5887. The Boathouse Pub and Eatery on the shores of Fox Lake serves lunch and supper with the best view of Fox Lake. Their menu gives you many delicious options like burgers, pizza, nachos, chicken, sandwiches, wraps, and so much more. The Boathouse has great specials Monday through Saturday, including all-you-can-eat chicken wings, all-you-can-eat spaghetti, burgers and fries, tacos, and of course their amazing fish fry. Bring your friends or make new ones at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery on Chief Kuno Trail, Fox Lake. Roberts Brothers Painting of Randolph is a proud supporter of Randolph Rockets athletics. Family owned and operated since 1958, the Roberts Brothers have the skills, knowledge, and techniques to get your exterior paint job done right, no matter your painting needs. Roberts Brothers Painting uses the finest materials and equipment to guarantee a professional job that you'll be proud of. For more info, visit robertsbrotherspainting.com or give Hugh or Paul, the Roberts Brothers, a call at 326-5103 or 326-6214 for all of your exterior painting needs. I invite you to join Herb and her crew to enjoy one of their iced, blended, or hot specialty coffee drinks. Teas offers non-coffee drinks and spirits too. Choose from their large selection of homemade baked goods or pick one of the many flavors of chocolate shop ice cream. Teas has many comfortable places to sit with friends or just be by yourself. Teas Cup and Cream also has a fun selection of clothing, gift ideas, and seasonal items. Enjoy your next visit to Teas Cup and Cream at the corner of Stark and High Streets in Randolph.
We are back at Randolph High School, announcing the starting lineups for both teams. And again, Randolph wearing those dark blue uniforms with the black lettering and numbers, which is very hard to see, especially when the sun goes down, which isn't long from now. This is the most sun we're going to have for the rest of the season, obviously. And with the Fall River Rio team, they are wearing white jerseys with some red highlights and black letters on them. I think both teams are red and black, too, with the Pirates.
They are, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, the Pirates and the Vikings. Just wanted to ask the coach the coaching staff, what their thoughts were on mixing the two teams. I know that was kind of a contentious thing in the beginning. Nobody really wanted to do it, but hey, when numbers are down, what else can you do if you want to play football? Got to get them together, and they've got a great field over in Fall River that they play on over there. The field's only maybe about 2 years old. And a great facility with all the buildings around there. It's an amazing place to play football. So they've got a pretty nice place for these young men. And they've been pretty good contributors from both communities. They both have some pretty good athletes, and they both contribute to both the talent-wise and your key skill players out there and the linemen. So that's what I've been hearing. It's pretty equal as far as the contribution from both Fall River and Rio on the team. But hey, I just can't imagine that, like, if we had to go with Randolph, or it's not Randolph, but Beaver Dam or a Ripon or something, you had to go up with them and what that would feel like to the players. That had to have been a hard thing to do.
It probably is, and I have to tell you a quick story. I actually had Fall River Rio in baseball last year as an umpire, and I thought, man, these guys are talking a lot of smack to each other. You know. And then I asked the catcher, and he said, well, no, we compete together and other stuff. You know, we're hooked up, so. He's like, yeah, we're just all buddies here. So that explained a lot to me what was going on.
Yeah, I just had to get a few years under your belt and get that tradition of playing against each other, and then get these kids that just all they know is that they played together with these guys when they get up to varsity. So it's worked for them. They've had some nice teams on the basketball court. They do not play together basketball-wise. They don't co-op there. They have their own teams for that. And Rio's had some nice teams. Fall River's had some pretty decent teams over there, too. So that's still a rivalry between the schools as far as basketball. So some of these guys that are playing football together might be on the basketball court on the opposite side playing against each other when the conference season comes up for that.
I was looking at the program. Do they designate which school these kids are from in any way? It doesn't appear that they do.
No, nothing that I had. I had the WIS Sports one, and you've got the one that was in the official program here, which again is never made when you come here for people that are a little older, unless you get some really good magnifying glass type of reading glasses on. But man, that is small print.
And they have plenty of room too.
There's plenty of room, yeah.
8x11 sheet, and they use about 3 inches of it to put the entire roster on.
I see a lot of space. I might have to talk to whoever puts that together. I see a lot of other people about our age in the crowd there too, and. It's about when you get to about 50 years old or so, that's when that vision starts going a little bit. We are ready to go. Randolph will receive first in the ball game.
Just as you said, we're going to be about 9 or 10 minutes on a late start here because of the extended Parents' Night activities.
It's like Alex Hollander along with Nicholas Kutzma back to receive the kick. And kicking for Fall River Rio will be Carson Blevins. He kicks it off towards the sideline. That gets past Kutzma, and he's regained his feet again, cuts over to his right, crosses the 20 up to about the 21 or 22, but a well-placed kick over towards the sideline. You're a little worried it might take a kick out of bounds if you're a Fall River fan, but kind of stayed in there, and then Kutzma had to grab it and regain himself and get a few of the yards back after that landed.
Yeah, looked like one of your pitching wedges right there. Just checked up and didn't roll very far after he hit the grass.
We're going to see if we can get Randy out on the golf course. He's already got a round in on the season, and I have not, but I've got to golf when I go with Candy and Harley Bawalda from Randolph when I get to go with them up to Door County coming up next weekend. And I better be a little bit better than what I am. Harley's a pretty good golfer. Said he's the best golfer over at Fox Lake, from what I hear.
Just ask him, he'll tell you. Right?
That's right. First play of the game, and Hollander tucks it in. He's going to get tossed for about a 5 or 6 yard loss back to about the 16-yard line. Hollander with a carry on that one, but they're all over it. Obviously, they have watched the film because he wasn't a big running presence in that first win that they had on the season for Randolph when they knocked off Rochelle, but he definitely showed his running ability in the last ball game, and it must have been a point of emphasis in practice for Fall River Ryle because they were all over him, and he lost 5 in the play. Ball is now sitting at the 17-yard line. Second down is 15 yards to go. Play up the middle. They get it into Bryce Vertagic. He's got a few yards back. Gets it up to about the 19. He picks up 2 on the play. It'll make it a third down and about 13 yards to go now for the Rockets.
Yeah, that's not what you want on your first drive, having third down and long, deep in your own territory. See if they go to the passing game right here and try and pick up this entire first down.
And you got Brady Prevey out there, a very good receiver. You got Diedrich Meyer, who caught some balls last week. That's some pretty good guys to catch the ball. Only one receiver split out to the left, and they're looking up the field, and Hollander now we're getting chased off to his left and throws it across his body, trying to get it into Diedrich Meyer, and that was close. Made it close over there along the sideline, over on the Fall River side of the field, about the 41-yard line, but just kind of drifted out of bounds, and Meyer couldn't bring it in anyway. But made it closer than I thought he was going to do, kind of throwing across his body, running the wrong way out there, and got it close, but makes it now a 4th down and 13 for Randolph.
And it's a tough position for Hollander to make that throw. Even the pros have a hard time with that one, getting your body turned around across the field like that. Wow.
Brady Prevey back to punt now for Randolph.
Wow.
High booming punt, and that'll take the punt receiver, and that's going to take a good bounce besides about 20 yards down the field. Connor Richardson finally does pick it up. Didn't seem like too much of a hurry to get it. And he gets a game tackle. The 2 guys just take him right down. Just take him to the ground for a pretty good change of field possession for the Randolph Rockets. Good job on the punt coverage by Carter Neiman getting down there. And Carter told me at the Alto Fair, he saw me there, and then I saw him one time after that. He said, I'd be looking for number 80 out there. I'm going to make some plays. And
there you go.
Made one right there. And Carter also a guy on the basketball team. They'll be asked a lot of him coming up this upcoming season.
It's about a 60-yard punt right there, maybe a little more. Not sure where the line of scrimmage was, but
19-yard line it was at.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, just give him 60 yards on that exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, boomer.
So now we're opportunity to see Matt Miller behind center. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 out to the right. He will take off. He's definitely a running quarterback, and he tried a little play out to the right side over to Connor Richardson. He's the other main running back on the team, and in and out of his hands as he was sprinting straight away over towards the sidelines on the right-hand side, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Ball still sitting at the 21-yard line of Fall River.
Thinking some of the numbers for Fall River are not right with the bodies out there from my program.
Yeah, there's some differences I saw between the WIS Sports one and what I saw in there. So we'll see how I got like 2 of the 2 different numbers on a couple of the guys, especially after the big numbers. Handoff over to Richardson, and he's going to get himself across the 25 up to right around the 28-yard line, maybe 29. Just put him down at the 28-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 7 yards for Richardson on that carry. 3rd down and 3 to go.
A little veer veer right football right there, and nice job by Richardson picking his way and being patient and then exploding at the end for a nice pickup. Yeah, I'm looking at number 73, and my program, it says Jonathan Gomez.
Yeah, 73. I got his Jonathan Gomez is what it had on, but it also had him as number 89.
Well, it also has him at 160 pounds. This guy is a huge kid. That's why I was looking.
Here goes Miller around the left side. Nowhere to go over there. They stuffed that up pretty good. Maybe got about a yard gain up to maybe the 30-yard line. So that'll put him a yard short. 4th down and a yard to go. Good job on that right side of the line for the Randolph Rockets over on that side. Thomas Wiley, I think we mentioned his name, big number 70 for Randolph a few times last week, and made some nice plays over there on that side, along with a lot of his teammates on that side of the ball. Well, bringing out the big guns now with Lane Jenkins coming out. In the left guard position.
Left defensive tackle right there for Jenkins. He is a load.
Yeah, he's a big dude. And they're going for it, and Miller just takes it right up the gut. He's got himself about a 4 or 5 yard game right to the 35, maybe give him 5 on the play, and they get themselves a first down, just snapping it and taking it right behind center as Matt Miller going no huddle right now with a receiver out to the right and 2 out to the left. Richardson gets it, gets through the gap over there and gets on his feet, crosses the 40 over the 45, still on his feet, breaking tackle, something we didn't see with Randolph's defense last week. When they wrapped you up, you went down. But breaking 2, spinning out a couple of tackles along the way and gets it into Randolph territory up to the 48-yard line.
Could have been about a 4-yard gain, turned it into about a 14-yard gain. It's good hard running.
About 14-yard gain on that for them. So we'll Randolph can slow him down now. 1st and 10 in Randolph territory now. Richardson again with the carry. Gets stuck right when the ball was loose, and Randolph's going to come up with it. Can't see who was on the ground, but he was stripped coming through the line. That's Brady Prevey possibly, number 12. Brady Prevey comes out on top of it. I don't know who's the one who stripped the football, but a great job by one of his teammates as Richardson was trying to go through that hole along the right side.
Rip it out too.
You see his hand just that last little. You watch that every Sunday on football. It's that's definitely a thing that's really been perfected. You really got to protect that football, and good job by Randolph.
When your teammates have them wrapped up, just come in and attack the ball, and excellent job. Big change in this game early.
And ball's over the quarterback's head, and they might give it right. They did. They gave it right back. Snap over the top of the head of the quarterback, and coming up with is Logan Johnson.
That's the negative of running out of shotgun all the time. You're asking a lot out of a high school center to make that perfect snap all night long, and a couple of plays can certainly change it.
So a 1st and 10 for Fall River Rio in Randolph territory. Fake handoff. Here goes Miller around the right side, and we got a flag as he sprints around to the right. Incomplete pass. Trying to get in the hands of Logan Johnson. Incomplete pass, but hold is going to be called on the Rebels.
I think that pass would have been completed anyway, no matter what. There was a lot of blue shirts around that receiver for Fall River.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he was going to throw it into that, maybe see if he could get maybe a minimal gain on it if he could, but he was being chased himself off to the right. So that'll put the ball back over in Fall River Rio territory, now sitting at the 38-yard line. Now a first down and about 22 yards to go. Handoff up the middle, and Randolph covers that. Maybe about a yard loss on the play as not Richardson, but number 21, A.J. Treenan takes the ball, but gets tossed down for a bit of a loss. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. That about the 38, 39-yard line. Second down and 22 yards to go yet for Fall River, and back in their own territory.
Fall River kind of running a pro set on offense. Quarterback Miller been under center all night.
And you can hear the game on 93.7 FM, 103.3 FM, online at am1170radio.com.
Delay a game.
And to make matters worse for Fall River Rio, delay a game is going to push the ball back another 5 yards. So it's going the wrong way right now for Rio.
See if they huddle up. Yeah, they're going to go back and change the play, and they have to get going a little bit, a little quicker up to the line.
Ball at the 34-yard line.
Second down, 27.
Yeah, 27 yards to go for first down. Second down. Just going the wrong way. A couple of penalties.
Fall River, one of those teams where they have the quarterback go all the way to the sideline and all the way back. It doesn't allow you a lot of time to get the play in and get set up.
In motion is Keegan Rawls, and
False start, I think.
Wow, it's going to look like a first game of the season here for Fall River Rio. They move it back another one with a false start. It's going to be about 32 yards to go for first down with the ball sitting now at the 29-yard line. Well, Randolph does not have to play defense at all these penalties going backwards, and starting to win, get closer to winning the possession, field position battle between them and the Rebels.
This might be one of the longest down and distances I've ever seen. It's second down and 32.
Yes. Ball sitting right around the 29-yard line of Fall River Rio. This time Miller under center, hands it off the left side over to Treenan. And he's still on his feet. And boy, it was unusual from what we saw last week, carrying a pack of defenders with him for about 5-6 yards or so, and gets it all the way up to about the 43-yard line before he's taken down.
Treenan, not a big guy, 6 foot, 170, but he runs with power.
14 yards on that carry for Treenan. Now a third down and 18 yards to go. Ball sitting at the 43-yard line of the Rebels. Yeah, see what they got. Two receivers split out to the right, one out to the left. Got tall, lanky receivers. And that Fall River side, Miller going back to pass, in trouble right now, and gets out of it. Sprints out to his left, looks up the field, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Shavlik Schultz. Shavlik Schultz misses it, and it's going to be a fourth down and 18 to go.
Certainly a punting situation here. Another opportunity for Randolph. This kind of mirrors last week where we saw the teams go back and forth. Few mistakes, few penalties that hurt both teams early in that first quarter. Nobody able to move the ball.
Yeah, setting up to a punt, and Miller also the punter for the Rebels. It's a high snap, gets it away, a little end over ender, and lands about the 31-yard line before it goes out of bounds. So they mark it out, maybe around the 25 or just inside. We have a penalty flag, so we're going to see what they call on that as the ball goes out of bounds to the 25-yard line of Randolph.
Illegal motion.
And motion again on the Rebels. Yeah, I'm going to say punt again. See if we can grab that ball and catch it in the air. And
here.
Yeah, so they got to do better than a 25-yard line to make it worth their while.
Tough decision. Sometimes everything went safe for you. You didn't turn the ball over or anything if you ran up.
Alex Hollander along with number 23, Nicholas Kutzma, back to receive the punt. Setting up right around the 28-yard line. This one seems it's going to land a little shorter and it's going to go off to the left, and they're going to gain about 14 yards on the play up to the 39-yard line, where the ball just kind of went off on the other side of the field. And Randolph did the right thing. Took the penalty and ended up gaining 14 yards on that.
Very good field position nearly on the 40, about 39.5-yard line here to start this drive. 5:05 left in this first quarter. Yeah, number 73. He's got his back to us, Steve, right now for Fall River Rao. He's a big guy.
Huge man.
Definitely not 5'7", 160 as he's listed in the program.
They're going to take the ball up the middle, and on his feet, yeah, he is. Bryce Ratajczyk, 2 arms wrapped around the ball, and he's got himself about a 13-yard gain into Fall River territory now. He's going to put it down right around just inside the 48-yard line of the Rebels. Quick little hitter right up the middle, and it's after a couple fumbles in the exchange between quarterback and fullback last week with Ratajczyk and Hollander. Give it to Ratajczyk. He has both arms on it. Boom, up the field, and a nice gain, first down, Randolph.
That's more yardage than he had in the entire game last week. To see more out of him as the season goes on.
Fake handoff up the middle. Hollander's got it, spins around, and he's got himself almost a 10-yard gain, maybe about a 9-yard gain up to the 39-yard line. Spins at the last part of the run. He gets himself a few more yards, and about a yard to go yet for a first down. 9-yard gain there for Hollander.
That's a good job by Alex. Little read option there. He puts it into Ratajczyk's stomach and kind of reads the defense, pulled it out, kept it himself. Excellent gain.
Receiver out right and one out left. And going to leave it back to Ratajczyk. Got himself a first down, and he's just moving the pile out there. Bryce Ratajczyk with a man's run on that one. In about the 37-yard line. Gets it inside the 35 and taken on finally at the 33. And that was all just by will by your fullback, Bryce Ratajczyk.
Be generous. I'm going to give him 6 yards on that, 5 or 6.
Seeing that those guys just keep those legs going and carrying numerous players with them. That's what he did in that play.
Move the chains as well.
Yeah. And they go and tackle on Hollander on the play, but they gave it to Ratajczyk, and he's going to pick himself up maybe another 4 yards on the play up to right around the 30-yard line inside the 30. And 4 yards on the play, a second down and 6 to go now for Randolph.
4 carries so far in the game for Ratajczyk.
Thanks for joining us here tonight. Video streaming on RadioPlusInfo.com. Jeff Sauer doing the video portion of it. Randy Armgood, myself, Steve Winterhack giving you the play-by-play. Little fake handoff right. They hand it off over to Jacob Kyle, who was going the other way. Fake handoff to the guy going right, and they gave it to Kyle coming the other way. Nice design play. Took it left of center and got himself a first down for the Randolph Rockets up to about the just inside the 22-yard line.
We saw Kyle last week with that counter. Fake handoff one way, come back with an outside handoff the opposite way. Pull that right guard to lead for him, doing a nice job.
Receiver split out to the right for Randolph. Hollander in the shotgun. Brady Prevey in motion. And going to give it over to, again, another nice play by Randolph. Really got him mixed up on who's going to, they've just been really kind of spreading the wealth out there, and Fall River Rio just not knowing who's going to get the ball next. And the ball taken this time by Bryce Ratajczyk up to the 15-yard line. Picks up almost 7 yards on the play, makes it a second down, and maybe 4 yards to go for a first down, 3.5.
5 carries, 31 yards unofficially for Bryce so far in this first quarter.
Kyle in motion, and Hollander kind of slips a little bit, regains himself, and makes a little something out of nothing. It looked like he was dead in the water for maybe a loss. But he got his feet underneath him again and got the ball up to the 10-yard yard line, and also a first down for the Randolph Rockets. Make it a first and goal now for Randolph.
About the worst spot you could get if you're if you're the offense right there. About 9 3/4 yards to go for that touchdown. Just a little bit inside the ability to get a first down.
Split out to the right is Diedrich Meyer. And keeping it this time is Hollander, trying to race around that left side, crosses the 10 and gets taken down on the play. After a very short gain. Looks like number 20, Richardson, Connor Richardson, the running back, Also, a defensive back took him down. Picks up about 2 yards on the play. He's up to the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line now for the Rockets.
Richardson and Hollander with the lowered shoulders by both of those guys, and big hit, and a little pat on the shoulder as they got up. Good sportsmanship.
One player heading out, another one coming in now for Fall River, losing a little height on it.
Looked like an equipment issue more than anything.
Yeah.
Something looked like a chin strap or something. They were just getting fixed.
So here we go. One receiver out left, one out right for Randolph. 2 backs in the backfield along with Alex Hollander. Previe in motion. And again, that little cutback and in the hands of Jacob Kyle. And just a little zigzag route right into the end zone for Randolph. A 7-yard hitter for Jacob Kyle, putting Randolph on the board first, leading now 6-0. I love that play. Little fake handoff to the running back coming around from the left side, the wing back with Brady Prevey. A fake handoff to him going right, and they cut it right back to Jacob Kyle, and doesn't get touched on the way into the end zone. A 7-yard touchdown for the Rockets.
Excellent vision by Kyle. He was really looking to take that more to the outside, cut back to the inside across the grain, and able to pick his way to the end zone.
And 25 seconds left.
Timeout.
Timeout taken by Randolph, getting ready to take that 2-point conversion attempt. Let's take a timeout ourselves back in 30 seconds with more Randolph Rocket football. Come back with that 2-point conversion try on Radio Plus Sports.
You've put a lot of thought into every detail of your new home, including the flooring. Or you finally decided on the perfect flooring to add life to your current home. Your next move is to call Daryl Vandazand at VZ Flooring to install it for you. He's fully insured and has been in the business for over 18 years, including starting VZ Flooring over 7 years ago. Daryl can install your new carpet, tile, LVP, LVT, and backsplash. Call VZ Flooring at 920-210-4909 to get a free estimate.
You're back. We are back at Randolph High School. I would like to take a second before I come back but we are back here at Randolph. A 7-yard touchdown run for Jacob Kyle, and now they were setting up for a 2-point conversion. I know they have Jonathan Alva that we saw kick a lot last year. And they should bring him in to kick, but it looks like they're getting set up for a 2-point conversion again.
I watched Jonathan in the warm-ups. He was booing him. He's kicking him from 35 easily. Looked really good, the field goal practice attempts.
Yeah, Brady Prevey also has done some extra point stuff, and the hand of their kicker going to pitch it out the left side. That one's down to the ground. They're not going to get it. Trying to find, looks like number 23 for the Randolph Rockets with Nicholas Kutzma. Ends up not getting in the end zone, so Randolph leads 6-0. As we are just about ready to go to the second quarter, 25 seconds left, and we'll keep it right here. Randolph leading 6-0 in your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Now, I like that drive for Randolph. They get kind of stuffed 3 and out in their first drive of the ball game. Got it back again on a turnover, but turned it over right away after that. But that was just methodical down the field. A good group of plays that they called. Mixed it up pretty well. Numerous people touching the football. Some nice runs for Bryce Vertagic, Jacob Kyle getting in on it too, and Alex Hollander getting that first down, second effort. But yeah, just like the play calling on that drive for Randolph.
Yeah, a solid effort by the Randolph offensive line, and Bryce Vertagic, as you said, running between the tackles, maybe between the guards almost, everything up the center, and getting a good push. And he had a 13-yarder, a 6-yarder, a 4-yarder, another 6-yarder, and a 2-yard run. All in, I think, 4 of those, the bigger ones, were all in that one drive there. So, real nice job by the offensive line creating holes.
Jonathan Alva teeing up the ball and set to kick it off for the Randolph Rockets. The first score in the ball game, almost at the end of the first quarter, play, only 25 seconds left. And just kind of tries to pooch it over in the right side, and taken right about the 32-yard line in the hands of Keegan Rawls, and maybe gets himself 5 yards or so on the return, and Randolph covers that pretty well. Ball sitting right at the 40-yard line or so is where they're going to mark it, over on the Fall River Rio side of the field. First and 10 for the Rebels.
The Rebels will take over just short of
I think Big Nate Young is also going to give us some updates. Probably usually right around halftime, get some halftime scores. So he's my guy, the king of the Twitter world. Because Randy and I don't know what's going on. That's where he's getting all the scores. So
Big Nate's not so big anymore.
No, man, he's can we even call you Big Nate anymore?
Big, lean. He's still very tall. Lean guy now, working out.
Well, we got one receiver out to the left, and close in by where the ball is. About 3 receivers out to the right. Miller hesitates, tucks it in, heads up the field, and spun to the ground right around the 43-yard line. Going to pick up 4 yards on the play. And that should run the clock out here in the first quarter of action with Randolph leading 6-0. We'll come back with the remainder of this drive for Fall River Ryle. Coming your way in just 1 minute, the second quarter on Radio Plus Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
A reminder for everyone that Bent's Automotive is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Keeping your vehicle in tip-top running condition is essential. Call 324-9962 for Bent's Automotive. Get the quality repair and maintenance services you need from the automotive technicians you can trust. Bent's Automotive at the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in beautiful downtown Waupun. Call 920-324-9962 to schedule your service or repair needs today.
We are back at Randolph High School and into the second quarter. Now Randolph leading Fall River Ryle by a score of 6-0. Second down and 7. Miller's just going to tuck it in. The quarterback, and looks like a flag on his way behind him as he got himself a first down and more, about a maybe 11, 12-yard gain. But this one looks like it's going to get called back. Holding play on Fall River Ryle.
Yeah, well executed play, and instead it looks like it's going to be a holding. Might not have even affected the play. Looked like it came
It was
late.
kind of behind us where they threw it.
Just Miller tucking it in, as you said, and here I come around the right end.
Yeah.
Good luck catching me. That was nice football.
Good kid, though. I thought Matt Miller got a chance to meet him. He does have a girlfriend that's off to college now at Ripon College. Presley Bawalda, very good athlete over here at Randolph High School. So he's been over watching a lot of Randolph games, and she's been over there, watching some Fall River stuff over in that direction. But a cute couple, very nice young man, very well spoken, and I like talking to him. Another penalty on Fall River, man. Their wheels really falling off on just some of the mistakes, the penalty mistakes that they've had so far in the ball game.
You often wonder about co-op teams and how well you can gel together. And I don't know how the practices are. If you get over there right away from different schools and all that. I mean, it's not that far to go, but yeah, right now they look like they're not on the same page.
Our Bar, one of our sponsors on Main Street in Waupun. Bob and Tana Barsh, the owners over there, invite you to come on over, see all the great entertainment that they have there. Place to bring some friends, watch the Brewers, the Packers, and the Bucks. Your Badger players on a nice the ball loose. See one player showing Randolph. Of course, the Randolph players indicating that and need an official to show that.
No.
Yeah, it looks like Fall River keeps possession, but again, the ball was loose and they get it back. Now fumble. A late call on that one after they've already had everybody separated. And a crazy delayed call on that, but Randolph's going to get it back at the 30-yard line.
Two officials having about a 30-second discussion, and then all of a sudden deciding it didn't.
Yeah.
A couple of the Randolph players that only play on defense came off the field, so they were believing in it right away.
Yeah, you got to sell it till they show otherwise. But Randolph again hitting hard up there and causing another fumble. They've got it back. Great field position over on the Fall River Rio 30-yard line. Jacob Kyle in motion. They're going to hand it off to Ratajik up the middle. Looks like he's going to pick him up maybe 2 yards on the play. Maybe
He gets a couple of yards.
if they give him the 28 or the 29-yard line.
Second down, Rockets.
Yeah, just about a 2-yard gain we'll give them. Makes it second down and a long 8 to go now for the Rockets.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity here for Randolph after that fumble. Short field, he'd like to put some points on the board.
Randolph's next game at Deerfield next week. We thought maybe it was the Cambry game, but that's 2 weeks from tonight. Game that we will be at. And we'll try to go around the left side of center and nowhere to go on that one. And one not really getting anywhere for Randolph with Nicholas Kutzma on the carry. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Makes it a third down and almost 9 yards to go for a first down.
It was that same counter play we saw earlier with Jacob Kyle and the success he had. This time, Rio was ready for it.
So third down and 9 for the Rockets. Ball on the 29-yard line of Fall River Rio. Snap it back to Hollander. Looks up the field and a nice setup play in the hands over there of number 9, Diedrich Meyer. And Diedrich, I know I can't see his number, but I can see his jersey hanging out. Underneath his jersey, he's got the shirt hanging out. So it's Diedrich over there. And a nice design play. They kind of send a receiver a few yards up the field past that and had a nice area for him wide open to take that and get a nice gain after that. Gets it up to about the 18-yard line. First and 10 now for Randolph, moving the sticks.
That was a bullet by Alex Hollander right there. A line drive right on the numbers.
And this time they're going to hand it off to Ratajik, and he's off to the races, off to the right, gets into the end zone, a touchdown for the Randolph Rockets from about 19 yards out. Bryce Ratajik shot out like a cannon after getting that ball. Just a little slant off to the right after he got it and got himself in the end zone. Touchdown, Randolph.
Again, credit that offensive line doing a nice job up front. So easy to just focus on the skill guys, the ones that carry the ball and the quarterback and all that. And it's that way at every level, whether you're college or the pros. But you do have to appreciate what's getting done in the trenches here. Randolph really moving the ball.
One update, Port Washington hosting Waupun tonight. Conference football for them, and Waupun trailing 13-0 after one quarter. Randolph setting up for a 2-point conversion. And Hollander's taking it around the left and kind of getting strung out there, nowhere to go, and tries to take it up the field and finally is pushed back. And Randolph again not converting on a 2-point conversion, puts the score at 12-0. And we'll come back in 30 seconds. Change of possession. Back after this on Radio Plus Sports.
Marshview Veterinary Clinic is a proud supporter of the student athletes and the Randolph Rockets. The team at Marshview is happily accepting new patients for wellness and surgery. We're also pleased to offer emergency and urgent care services for pets throughout the community. Dr. Jeff Hookstead, Dr. Jackie McIntyre, Dr. Colby McIntyre, and the friendly staff at Marshview look forward to seeing you and your four-legged companions. Go Rockets!
We're back.
We are back at Randolph High School again. A 19-yard touchdown run for Bryce Ratajik. 2-point conversion again. Kind of looks sloppy, both attempts they've had so far. They might want to get the extra point team in there or something right now. But they do lead this game by a score of 12-0. Everything going Randolph's way right now. And looking a little disheveled so far in the ball game is Fall River Rio, the offense. I'm talking about having some issues so far in the ball game.
Yeah, a lot of penalties for one thing. Just put them in long yardage situations. Down and distance was huge a couple of times. Was it 2nd and 32? I don't know if I've ever seen one that bad on second down, but yeah, they're definitely struggling a little bit. And then the turnovers, and Randolph capitalizing on that last turnover with a quick score.
Connor Richardson and Max Plowski are back deep for Fall River, but Jonathan normally is just kind of pooches it in somewhere on the field, and that's kind of what he did. It's taken about the 31-yard line for the Rebels, and finally taken down. Maybe a 2-yard run back on that for Keegan Rawls. Nice coverage of the kickoff for the Randolph Rockets. Pretty good student section coming from Fall River Rio. You can see the kids a mile away. They got all white shirts across the way, and the fans too. They filled up the small bleachers over there.
Pretty nice section from Randolph. All in all, good crowd here for
a good crowd in the
small school football.
Yeah, a lot of people here watching football game, getting the conference season going. Randolph again hosting Fall River Rio. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Trying to give it to Richardson up the middle, but no place for him to go. Matter of fact, he's going to lose some yards on the carry.
Lane Jenkins.
Big Lane Jenkins.
You can tell he's kind of a fan favorite as well. A big round of applause after that play, not just because he had a tackle for loss for about 2.5, 3 yards, but just you can tell kids like him. He's bouncing around like he's light on his feet, the big man.
Second down and 12 yards to go. A ball sitting now at about the 32-yard line. It's past the 32. Miller in trouble right now and kind of getting wrapped up, and Randolph takes him down for a big loss back to about the 17-yard line. Got a 15-yard loss or so on that play. I'm going to put it right to 20. So put that at about a loss of about 12 yards on the play. Again, a gang of Randolph Rockets in there.
Yeah.
There's Lane in on that one too.
Yeah. Thomas Riley, they're crediting with the tackle. And again, I apologize because it's nearly impossible for us to pick out the jersey numbers. Yeah, Jenkins, he's looking all the part. He looks like a college level body out there.
Yeah.
Just a big dude.
Third down and 25 yards now to go for the Rebels. Miller gets it, hands it off, and again Randolph hitting hard and closing up that hole in a hurry, trying to get it around the left side. And they're going to give them maybe a foot or two gain on the play. Price for Tadjic on the tackle for the Randolph Rockets. Fourth down and almost 25 yards to go for the Rebels. It's getting ugly now for Fall River Rio.
Plenty of time, over 7 minutes left here in this quarter. Randolph should get the ball back, right? Ooh.
Oh, a high snap, and that goes over Miller's head into the end zone. And he just
kicks it
out of bounds out of the back of the end zone.
Smart play. It should go down as a safety, I believe, right? The last possession.
We'll see what they...
There's a flag down, so maybe that's an illegal play, kicking it out of the end zone.
Illegal kick.
The kick is and safety.
Yeah,
that results in a safety.
That's the key. That's what I thought it would be. So
So they got their 2 points back that Randolph wanted after they couldn't get their extra points.
I'm not sure if there's any enforcement of that penalty or not, because it just stands as a safety as I initially thought.
That makes the score 14-0, and Randolph also gets he could be getting the football back. So see if they can take advantage of that to kick it from the 20-yard line.
20-yard line, a free kick. It can be a punt or a kickoff.
Sure, this is not what Matt wanted here tonight. The quarterback for Fall River Rio coming into enemy territory in Randolph, and things not going good team-wise for the Rebels so far in the game, and now trailing 14-0 in your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard.
Once again, what a beautiful night. Little bit of a breeze coming from the southwest, west-southwest across the field, but not much.
It was windier earlier today.
They did mark off the penalty now. That should be from the 20. That's where the penalty comes in for
double
the illegal
whammy.
kick. Yeah, you're going to kick.
You give up 2 points, and then they move and kick it back at the 10 instead of the 20 because of that penalty.
Yeah, Matt Miller maybe was afraid to try and fall on it, though, because if he would have and it squirted away, it could have became a touchdown for Randolph. So
Randolph's going to come up with some pretty good field position, and I see that Carson Blevins getting ready to kick the ball. 7:19 left, 14-0 lead now for Randolph.
Randolph's got a great opportunity to start this drive on the Rio Fall River side of the 50-yard line.
And those receiving guys are back about the 45-yard line of Randolph, and you can run up on the ball if nothing else. A little squib kick on the ground up to about the taking of the 50-yard line, and advanced up to about the 37-yard line. And that's where Randolph will start, on the Rebels' 37-yard line. So nice turn of events for Randolph to really put more space between them and an opportunity in a short field here to score again. Plenty of time on the clock, yet 7:14 left. Should mention the R-Bar has some great entertainment coming up on Main Street Waupun. They've got The Verdict coming up a week from tomorrow from 5 till 9. Then the Alimony Blues Band will be there on Sunday afternoon, noon to 3. That leads right up to the Green Bay Packer game. You can watch it right there with all the great TVs set up that they have as they take on the Vikings at 3:25 in Minnesota. One receiver out right, one out left for Randolph. Kyle in motion, and they hand the ball up the middle over to Ratajic. And again, he's just not going down right away at all. He gets himself about a 7-yard gain up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a second down and about 3 yards to go. Second or third time we've seen him do that in the ball game, where he gets hit and just keeps on carrying the pile down the field.
As we mentioned, really tough going for him last week. Hard to get anything going up the middle today. He's had a lot of success.
Second down and 3 yards to go for the Rockets, leading 14-0. In motion is Kutzma, and going to pitch it up to Kutzma along that left side. Crosses the 25, a flag toward the end of that play behind the play by the lead official. And a hold's going to be called on Randolph, bringing it back. He had a nice carry that got himself a first down and more down to about the 22-yard line, but that's all going to come back.
And again, calls that come late. They look like they're kind of trailing the play when the call comes, and sometimes you got to learn as a player just to let it go and let the play happen itself. Trust in your running backs and your quarterback to outrun some of the defenders.
Move the ball back to the 40-yard line of the Rebels. Makes it a second down and about 13 yards to go. Sprint around the left side of the field and getting a few yards back are the Rockets. We'll be back to the original line of scrimmage. Alex Hollander with the carry. Got some pretty good feet, but they're doing a pretty good job containing him so far in the ball game.
To remind me to bring my binoculars. I don't know if we have any more home games for Randolph here, but if they wear these dark jerseys, if they would make the playoffs or something, we're going to bring binoculars so I can see the numbers.
Yeah. Terry File, the PA announcer, he's got them on and watching the plays that way. That's why you can get those numbers for you right away. Sometimes they have spotters. One is thrown behind the intended receiver over there on that side of the field. Diedrich Meyer, the intended receiver on the play. Fourth down now, and a little more than 10 yards to go for a first down with the ball sitting at the 37-yard line over on the Rebel side of the field.
Yeah, looks like Randolph's going to go for it right here. Going for the jugular.
Yeah. Let's put him away here if we can.
At the 37-yard line-ish. It's like, okay, why not?
So again, a big fourth down and a little bit more than 10-yard play here for the Randolph Rockets. Hollander gets the snap, rolling off to his right. Does have some room up the field, tucks it in, crosses the 25-yard line, and he gets himself a first down up to right around the 21. And departed like the Red Season as he was looking up the field, sprinting out to his right, and then I thought he might take off, and he did. Didn't take him long, just headed up the field and got himself up to the 21-yard line. First and 10 now for Randolph.
Hollander's coming off the field right there. He's the one that delivered the blow, but I think he's fine, but it was a pretty good smack. A little bit shaken up. Tell you what, he's a tough kid. He's not sliding down like Aaron Rodgers or any of those quarterbacks. He's looking for contact. Get those extra 2 yards. He seems to be fine. Trainer's talking to him. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, trainer just walked away. And
stay away from me.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, let's see, what do they got in now? That's where the binoculars would come in. Oh, is that Cody DeVries out there? Is that number 3?
I cannot see. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. Does look like it's
number 7. Okay, it's Jake Dykstra out there. That makes sense.
Yep.
Jake Dykstra coming in for Alex Hollander as quarterback. Jacob Kyle in motion. They're going to pitch it out around the left side to him on a first down play. And he'll pick up a few more yards, about 2-3 yards on the play up to about the 20-yard line. So we'll give him a yard and a half on the carry. We're going to keep things
Second down and 9.
as simple as it looks. Alex getting ready to come back in.
Yeah, Jake Dykstra, a junior, 6'2", 172 pound. Looks like Hollander back into the game now.
Yeah, coming back in, just took a little shot that rattled him a little bit. Just needed a little breather for one play and back out on the field with a second down and about 9 yards to go.
Yeah, tough job coming in, Jake Dykstra. You know, cold off the bench.
Yeah.
Get in there. Don't mess it up.
Oh, nice handoff. But they used that same play earlier with Bryce Ratajczyk. Just a simple play out to the right. Had himself a nice gap again.
Bryce Ratajczyk on the carry.
Ratajczyk gets the ball up to close to the 7-yard line, maybe 8-yard line. First and goal now for the Rockets.
Give Bryce, I'm going to give him 12 yards on that one.
That was nice. As they've just done it a couple times. Got the touchdown on it from 7 yards out. I should say from 19 yards out earlier in this quarter.
It's 9 carries for Ratajczyk here in the first half.
And the first and goal, and going to go around the right side. Looks like Brady Prevey still on his feet around the right side before he gets knocked out just before the goal line. Looked like he was going to go down right around the 10-yard line or so, and he broke out of a tackle, spun around, got along the sideline before he's finally knocked out of bounds. Maybe he got up to about the 2-yard line. Be a second and goal with the ball sitting at the 2. And they're going to give it to Hollander. Goes right to center and does not get touched in the end zone. A 2-yard carry for Alex Hollander. Short field, and Randolph takes advantage and scores. Now leading this game 20-0 with 4:34 left in the first half.
And appears like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. They're lining up quick, Steve. No, they're going to bring in the kicking team.
Bring the tee out.
I thought maybe they were going to try and rush to the line of scrimmage, but no.
Okay, Alex Hollander with the touchdown, and now a 2-point, or I should say extra point now for Jonathan Alva.
Short one player here is Randolph. Sprinting on, missing the right tackle.
And they're set, Alva. Set to try to kick the extra point. Didn't make the 2-point conversions yet tonight, and boy, plenty of leg in that, and it is good. Nice job there, Jonathan. Randolph now leading 21-0 with 4:34 left in the half. Back in a minute with more Randolph Rocket football on Radio Plus Sports.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. Plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Welcome back to Randolph High School again. A 2-yard run for Alex Hollander. Extra point good from Jonathan Alva. He's going to kick off now with Randolph leading 21-0 with 4:34 left in the first half.
Randolph flexing their muscle here.
Wow.
Got a turnover that really changed the course of the game, and they took advantage of that.
He kicked it real far, but effectively, and the coverage is down there, down to about the 28-yard line, but still on his feet and crossing the 45-yard line. For Fall River Rio is number 23, Keegan Rawls. Looked him up. I kind of looked where he's standing. Well, that's the guy's going to probably get the ball that usually lands right on the right side of the field, down the field a ways, and good run back for him up to the 46-yard line of the Rebels.
Yeah, we did not see Jonathan Elva kick off last week. It was, I can't remember who it was, one of the other
I think
players.
Brady Prevey was usually the other guy that does some kicking for him.
Yeah, and he boomed them a long ways. We have a timeout on the field.
Yeah, timeout by the Rockets. We'll do the same. Randolph leading 21-0 back in just 1 minute on Radio Plus Sports.
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin in Waupun and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin. They'll give you a reason to smile both inside and out. The power of intelligent farming is here. The remarkable new T7 Heavy Duty with PLM Intelligence is available now by Waupun Equipment in Waupun and Watertown. Built on the legacy of the acclaimed New Holland T7 tractor family, the T7 Heavy Duty delivers leading all-around performance and comfort. You'll see wider, operate quieter, think smarter, and feel stronger. 2 models are available, featuring up to 313 horsepower. Designed for you, by you. The new T7 Heavy Duty with PLM Intelligence lets you put intelligent farming to work right now. See one today at Waupun Equipment in Waupun and Water.
We are back after that timeout. Matt Miller trying to run the left side. A flag. Probably another hold is going to be called on Fall River Rio. And not much room over there, but he picked up a few yards. But again, a flag right as the play as Matt just puts his head back. And if he realized.
Frustrated.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night for him. As some holds behind him on some nice gains that they had. Maybe some of those gains possibly benefited by a hold, but still too many penalties right now for Fall River Rio.
Yeah, you can see the frustration setting in right there. You didn't show it earlier, but every time he rips off a 5 or 6 or 12-yard run, it seems to be called back.
And they set it down right just out past the 35-yard line over on the Rebel side of the field. The first down and 20 now. Again, going the wrong way are the Rebels.
And a little bit of the story of this first half here for the Rebels. This penalty after penalty really shot themselves in the foot.
Just one receiver split out to the right for Fall River Rio. Miller gets the snap and looking up the field, and that one is intercepted right at the 40-yard line. And
it's Hollander.
Yeah, Hollander has it over at the 40-yard line, but again, they're right in the hands of Hollander, a hard-thrown ball, but he goes up with some pretty good hands and hauls it in. And Randolph will get it just like that. 2 plays after scoring, get it back again.
Plenty of time here in the half. Tell you what, Miller, he kind of sidearmed that throw. It didn't look good right off the release, and Alex Hollander uses his opportunities when he gets them right there, stepping in front of that one, and got to get rid of the defensive gloves now and ready to go on offense.
So Randolph gets it back on the Rebels 40-yard line. Said so you get 4:18 and counting down, or 4:10, and Randolph getting it back here before halftime on Parents' Night. Randolph parents got to be happy how their young men have been playing so far in the ball game. Pass up the field to Meyer, and about a 6 or 7 yard gain, and then maybe possibly a late hit. I see Alex Hollander laying on the ground. And
roughing the passer.
Yeah, late hit on that one again. He's down hurting right now is Alex. Back up again.
Yeah, good news is it's not a leg injury or a shoulder or anything. I think he just took a shot to the solar plexus.
And that does nothing more than just fire your team up when you get a roughing the passer, or somebody hurting your quarterback out there and hitting him late. And that's really going to move the ball down the field.
Hollander's going to stay on the field, and
yeah,
it was just a shot to the midsection there, kind of knocked the wind out of him, I think. Hey, where's my huddle? He's kind of, where am I going here?
Over there.
Talking to the officials. Let's go get with the team.
They do mark it down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Randolph, with plenty of time left. 4:04 left here in the first half of action. Randolph leading this game 21-0, trying to add to that before halftime.
I'm predicting that they're going to go to Retagic right here.
And that's been the play that they have from this distance out, and a little run slant up the field, and a lot of success with that so far in the game. Now Hollander looking to pass, gets through some tacklers and tucks it in, crosses the 20, the 15, the 10, before he's knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, maybe about the 8. He's a quick decision maker. Doesn't take him long to decide to just tuck the ball in and head it up the field. It's a safer play, and gets himself a nice gain. About 12 yards, 1st and goal now, with the ball sitting at the 8-yard line of the Rebels.
Designed pass play. He tucked it down, tucked it in, as you said, made the smart decision.
Receiver split out to the left, one out to the right. 1st and goal, the ball at the 8-yard line now for the Randolph Rockets. A long time on this snap, and they tried to cut back and get Jacob Kyle. They do get some positive yards on it, but it almost lost it. Kind of almost flew out of his hands right by his shoulders, but he hauls it back in and still gets some positive yards on the play of about 3 yards up to the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal with the ball at the 5.
That play was not smooth right from the start. Timing was off. Handoff was risky. I think if you're Randolph, you kind of like to go slow right now. Let that clock run down. After you score is what you're hoping. You don't leave much time for your opponent to get the ball back.
3:10 and counting down, and then we got a flag just as the play is taking off and diving into the end zone.
There's a touchdown, but there's a flag.
Like I said, a flag on the play.
Illegal shift.
Yeah, Alex Hollander taking it in, but again, that happened right as the play took off, so they're going to move him back.
I guess it's 2nd and goal.
Keeps it 2nd down. Gives the Rockets a chance to run more clock off.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend we're heading into. I know we've got a Springs game coming up tomorrow with in the Radio Plus family, and we'll have that for you at 7 o'clock coming up tomorrow.
Evening game, huh?
Yeah, evening game. Usually on those Saturdays they always do the. I think they might be playing over at Lemira possibly. Unless it was WLA at Lemira, I'm not sure. Definitely a battle in the Flyway Conference. 2nd down and goal with the ball at the 10-yard line, and a big hole up the middle. And Bryce Retagic in the end zone from 10 yards out. And why not? Let's move the ball back 5 yards and make it a few more yards that you can put on my total on the day. Great game for Bryce. 10-yard run.
I have him unofficially for 80 yards right now in the first half. Having a huge game is Retagic.
And setting up for another extra point with Jonathan Alba back on the field. He boomed the last one. That would have been good from about 20 yards further back.
Yeah, Retagic, 10 carries, 80 yards unofficially.
So here we go again. Alba all set. And the snap is missed by the holder. And what we can do is just fall on it. And Randolph now leading by a score of 27-0 with just under 3 to play in the first half. Take a 30-second break. Be back right after this with more Randolph Rocket football on Radio Plus Sports.
Most of us plan ahead in life. We plan for our wedding, our children's education, family vacations, and other life events. Understanding the benefits of pre-planning your funeral has prompted many to take the step and plan for their own arrangements. The biggest reason is so your family is put at ease by knowing your decisions are taken care of. The burden is lifted off their shoulders. Call 324-5547 to discuss pre-planning your funeral arrangements.
Coles Community Funeral Homes, Marquezan, Randolph, and Waupun.
School, again, getting the benefit of a short field after that safety, and then they had to kick from the 10-yard line. Everything going Randolph's way with plenty of time on the clock, and they still some time on the clock yet, just under 3 minutes to play in the half, but they now lead the game by a score of 27-0. Nice job by Randolph, really turning up the level of play in the second quarter.
And we've seen a steady dose of Bryce Ratajik doing a nice job, and I have to once more credit the offensive line. When your fullback's gashing up the middle pretty good, you know you're getting a good push from your linemen, and they're doing the job up front.
Elvin to kick off again. Looking for it to land somewhere near Keegan Rawls. Get into the landing zone on his kickoff, so we're around the 30-yard line on the right side of the field. Jonathan kicks that one a little deeper this time, back down to about the 21-yard line. In the hands of Richardson, cuts off to his right. Splits a bunch of defenders and still on his feet as he crosses the 45-yard line to right around the 46 or 47-yard line.
Good speed there. I'm trying to see who that is for Randolph. Number 26, I believe. 20.
Richardson.
20.
Yeah, you're looking at the tackler, right?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who it was for Randolph making the play.
Yeah.
Came from behind. Might have been could have possibly been a touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, he just shot like a cannon off to the right through a bunch of people. Nobody a chance to stop beforehand. Nice return, but still 2:50 left here in the first half of action, and Fall River gets it back. And looks like their big lineman over on the left side jumped before the ball was snapped.
And Carter's a name we called a lot during the basketball season. Had a nice run. That state championship team.
Ethan Abiglen, 6'3", 270. What I have him listed, that was in the With Sports roster. What I saw was different. I wrote both numbers down, but yeah, that matches up with his size, 270.
You betcha. I have a complete. My official program handed out here isn't even close on a number of these players.
Yeah, I wrote about all the discrepancy I had from my With Sports one, and I have to double check it because there's always some discrepancies. And boy, Miller gets the ball off his hands, goes about 5 feet above his head, comes back down just in time for him to grab it and get tackled for a loss.
I think Ratajik, I believe.
A lot of guys doing it, getting it done on both sides of the ball for Randolph.
Things not going real well here for Fall River tonight. Just too many mistakes, way too many penalties.
Ball sitting now at the 37-yard line of the Rebels. Things just go from bad to worse from them. About a second down and about 19, 20 yards to go for a first down. Hand it off to Richardson around the right side. It's the 40, and then all of a sudden he hit a wall right there of Randolph Rocket defenders.
Not sure what the thought process and mentality would be for Randolph. They could possibly call timeout here and get this ball back yet. If they wanted to, they maybe choose not to at a 27-0 lead.
Yeah, I think Rebels are just saying, I hope they don't call timeout because we're just going to run and get some clock off there and to limp into the halftime trailing 27-0. Third down and 17 with the ball sitting at the 40-yard line of the Rebels. One receiver out right, one out left. Miller sprints around to the left, has it tucked in already, not looking to pass at all, and he's going to get himself about a yard gain up to about the 41-yard line. Bunch of the Randolph Rockets over in that area.
Now Randolph is going to call a timeout. Going to force.
Miller tackled by
Yeah, Bryce Ratajczyk over in that area.
Force the punt.
Levi Wiersma also in that area along with Jake Dykstra. Bryce having himself a game though, man. Offensively, a lot of yards. He's been in a lot of tackles, mentioning his name quite often for the tackles out on the field, but could be any of numerous players because it's usually a bunch of Randolph guys in that area.
2 touchdowns for Ratajczyk in this game. He had a 19-yard run and a 10-yard touchdown run. As I said, I have him for 10 carries, 80 yards. It's a nice half.
Well, Jeff Sauer will be calling some football coming up next week as Waupun, who's down 13-0 after one quarter. I haven't got an update from Big Nate lately, but they'll be playing next week, and you'll be doing that game. Is that from over at it's on a Saturday?
It's over. I know it's a Friday game. It's over at KML.
Oh, at KML.
Yep.
Okay. It's a beautiful place to call games and a great field right by the woods there. It's a beautiful place, but you might not get to sit inside because they have the cheerleader coach who gets the inside
That's true.
the windows when you go there. Miller has to kind of avoid some guys getting in that would have blocked his punt and runs off to his right and does a pretty good job. He's got a great roll. It's landed about the 30, past the 30-yard line, and then ends up rolling and finally stops right about the 13-yard line.
That's actually a great play by Matt Miller under pressure. He kind of saw the defender coming and known it was going to be blocked. He was able to elude that rusher and then still get off a great kick.
And Matt's got to keep on coming back to this community all the time if he wants to see his friend.
Yeah, over here we're ripping now, right? You can drive that way.
And his friend's uncles are very ruthless. That's what they will be when he comes over to Randolph.
They'll be talking about this football game, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be the first thing they talk about when they see him. Ball sitting out the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 for Randolph. We're down to 54 seconds left. Let's see if they're just going to take a knee and let the clock run out.
Have
so again,
run.
have to run another one yet, but again, nice second quarter, especially for the Randolph Rockets. 6-0 after one quarter, and that's scoring 21 points. And really defense causing some problems, and the penalties on Fall River causing problems. Randolph just dominating in every aspect of the ball game in that second quarter. And Randy will come back and talk about the game with the halftime report coming your way in just a few minutes. Randolph leading again 27-0 at halftime. Thanks for joining us tonight on Radio Plus Sports. Back after this.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Casasa Rewards checking accounts? All Casasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Casasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family will have the help they need to maintain their quality of life and pursue their dreams. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting what matters most. Contact Christine File Agent at 11 South Watertown Street in Waupun or call 920-324-3488 today. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You've put a lot of thought into every detail of your new home, including the flooring. Or you finally decided on the perfect flooring to add life to your current home. Your next move is to call Daryl Vandazan at VZ Flooring to install it for you. He's fully insured and has been in the business for over 18 years, including starting VZ Flooring over 7 years ago. Daryl can install your new carpet, tile, LVP, LVT, and backsplash. Call VZ Flooring at 920-210-4909 to get a free estimate. The Boathouse Pub and Eatery on the shores of Fox Lake serves lunch and supper with the best view of Fox Lake. Their menu gives you many delicious options like burgers, pizza, nachos, chicken, sandwiches, wraps, and so much more. The Boathouse has great specials Monday through Saturday, including all-you-can-eat chicken wings, all-you-can-eat spaghetti, burgers and fries, tacos, and of course their amazing fish fry. Bring your friends or make new ones at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery on Chief Kuno Trail, Fox Lake. Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph is the place to bring your vehicle to keep it running its best. Owner Micah Voskill has been working at Dairyland for over 20 years. Their ASE certified mechanics can do everything from replacing your tires, brakes, and battery, oil changes, and simple maintenance to replacing your transmission. And they use quality Napa parts. Pamper your vehicle with a visit to Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph. They wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game. Randolph Family Dental understands families. Dr. Ross Werner and his daughters Dr. Madeline Werner and Dr. Muriel Werner Dittman are there to take care of all of your family's dental needs. They are committed to the highest level of care for their patients. And Randolph Family Dental is currently taking new patients. Call them at 920-326-3191. Randolph Family Dental is excited to announce they'll be moving to their brand new facility at 130 Progress Drive in Randolph in early 2023. If you have any building or remodeling projects in your future, make sure to call Jeff Retajic at Ace in Building and Remodeling Randolph. Ace has been in business for over 20 years and builds new homes, offers complete interior and exterior remodeling and additions, single to multiple car garages, windows, decks and patios, seamless siding, and seamless gutters. Ace stands for Achieving Carpentry Excellence. Let them work on your next project. You'll be glad you did. Give Ace in Building and Remodeling a call at 920-326-3624.
Randolph Health Services and Assisted Living has been serving the Beaver Dam, Marquezine, Waupun, Partyville, Rio, Fall River, and Columbus area since 1972. They're located in the heart of downtown Randolph, a rural community which they're very active, sponsoring many events and benefits, including this game today. They're proud to support residents' continuum of care by offering both assisted living and skilled nursing care. Randolph Health Services and Assisted Living. Randolph.
Chad and Tricia Dinkle, owners of Otter's Inn Bar and Grill in downtown Randolph, wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game. Otter's is the perfect place to take friends and family for a delicious meal. Their menu includes a great selection of appetizers, burgers, specialty sandwiches, and pizzas. And they have great daily specials, including their excellent Friday fish fry and juicy and tender prime rib on Saturdays. For an enjoyable dining experience, head to Otter's Inn Bar and Grill, 179 Stark Street in Randolph.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. Plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Welcome back to Randolph High School. It is halftime, and the Randolph Rockets leading 27-0 over the visiting Fall River Rio Rebels in this ball game. So there's only a 6-0 lead after one quarter, and that wasn't until 25 seconds are left. A little bit sloppy there. Some turnovers in the ball game at that time, but boy, Randolph really took advantage of a lot of mistakes by Fall River Rio in that second quarter.
Yeah, exactly the story of the first half, and penalties and more penalties for the Rebels, and then got themselves in some really long yardage situations, and just too much to overcome. But you got to credit Randolph when they did get a turnover or a short punt, they were able to capitalize and then start moving the ball and punch some points on the board.
Yeah, a really nice game for Bryce Ratajczyk. Been having trouble finding yards during the first two games of the season, so didn't have a lot that he has accumulated during the season. But man, he had himself a nice first half, and somebody to mention his name a lot defensively too, and a lot of tackles out there. One of those both sides of the ball, huge contributions from Bryce Ratajczyk so far in the ball game. He's hitting that hole hard, and I see the confidence between quarterback giving him the ball. That was kind of just that connection between them. In that last game that we saw against Hilbert, that was a problem, but definitely some confident handoffs and some indecisive running, I should say decisive running, as he just took it and boom, up the field, and a lot of positive yards for Bryce Ratajczyk in the game.
Yeah, and quicker to the hole, quicker getting through the line of scrimmage and through the heavy traffic and into the secondary, and doing a nice job there. But again, you got to credit the big guys up front for getting the job done. They're the ones that are giving them those creases and those cracks to get through, and doing a nice job putting bodies on the defensive linemen to create just enough space to get through. And when you're running in between tackles, that's tight area. And as you mentioned, he does a nice job covering up the football with two hands when he gets into heavy traffic, and then after that, he's able to explode, and his confidence is showing more and more in every carry.
I'll just take a look at the scoring, and later on in our halftime show, we'll take a look at the numbers that Randy has. But again, Randolph scoring on a 7-yard touchdown run by Jacob Kyle. That little, what do you call that play exactly?
That's
taken on the right, or just a cutback play, or where you get to the guy going the opposite direction, throwing off everything for the defense, and that's Jacob Kyle.
You'd call it a counter, I'm sure. That's what most teams, I don't know what their terminology is here at Randolph, but usually it's a counter. You trying to get the defense moving one direction and then come back with a handoff the other way, and that's where your nephew-in-law Luke Marowitz made a living off of plays like that back in the day. The guy that had that
big
speed.
Part of that offense.
Yeah, that was the counter, that wing T that was so effective. And again, I think I haven't watched that closely, but it looks like they pull a guard from that side they're faking to, and he leads down and cracks a guy out, and that just creates that hole to run through. And they're doing a really nice job running that play tonight.
Yeah, 7-yard touchdown run on that play for Jacob Kyle. Made it 6-0. 2-point conversion, no good. And then Randolph getting a 19-yard touchdown run from Bryce Ratajczyk with a 2-point conversion, no good. But that was one of those plays, as soon as he got it, just boom, up the field. He was gone. The little slant off to the right a little bit and into the end zone for Bryce Ratajczyk. Again, 2-point conversion. They had a little trouble with that in the game, getting anything going on it, but it was 12-0 at that time. 7:19 left in the first half of action, and then things just going bad for Fall River Rio, just going backwards, and poor Matt Miller had to punt, and the ball was over his head into the end zone, and he decides to kick it through the end zone, about halfway in the end zone, and that's a penalty. It's a safety for one thing, giving Randolph the lead 14-0, and then they moved it back, adding insult to injury from the 20, where you would kick after a safety to the 10-yard line, and Randolph comes up with great field position and end up scoring with 4:34 left. Get a touchdown, a 2-yard run from Alex Hollander at that time, making it 21-0, with bringing Jonathan Alva in to do some extra point kicking, and he just nailed it right through the upright.
Yeah, Jonathan with plenty of leg, and we saw that in warm-ups. He was bowing them, and I think accurate enough too, pretty much down the middle, where if you're in a tight game in a situation that called for it, he's a guy that could come on and kick a field goal for you.
Then that wasn't it for the Randolph Rockets. They took advantage of things again. Another touchdown, a 10-yard touchdown run from Bryce Ratajczyk, and making the score 27-0. Extra point no good, as the holder on the extra point attempt out of his hands, and Jonathan just jumped on the ball, but that's how it ended. 27-0 Randolph here at halftime on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about the first half of action and give you some scores from around the area as the halftime show continues live from Randolph High School on Radio Plus Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeAndAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeAndAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Holman family your first stop at HomeAndAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Holman.
Tina from Tea's Cup and Cream invites you to join Herb and her crew to enjoy one of their iced, blended, or hot specialty coffee drinks. Tea's offers non-coffee drinks and spirits too. Choose from their large selection of homemade baked goods or pick one of the many flavors of chocolate shop ice cream. Tea's has many comfortable places to sit with friends or just be by yourself. Tea's Cup and Cream also has a fun selection of clothing, gift ideas, and seasonal items. Enjoy your next visit to Tea's Cup and Cream at the corner of Stark and High Streets in Randolph. Roberts Brothers Painting of Randolph is a proud supporter of Randolph Rockets Athletics. Family owned and operated since 1958, the Roberts Brothers have the skills, knowledge, and techniques to get your exterior paint job done right. No matter your painting needs, Roberts Brothers Painting uses the finest materials and equipment to guarantee a professional job that you'll be proud of. For more info, visit robertsbrotherspainting.com or give Hugh or Paul, the Roberts Brothers, a call at 326-5103 or 326-6214 for all of your exterior painting needs. If you're looking for someone to take care of your tree needs, call Eli at Torres Tree Service of Waupun. He's been in the business for 10 years and started up Torres Tree Service 3 years ago. Eli and his team can remove trees big or small, even those hard to get to trees. They do tree trimming and stump grinding, and the job's not done until they put topsoil and seed where the tree was removed, clean up the debris, and haul it away. Join the many satisfied customers by calling Torres Tree Service in Waupun at 920-344-5887. This game is powered by C. Broxma Electric of Waupun. C. Broxma Electric has serviced the electrical needs for Waupun and the surrounding area for over 18 years. From small residential jobs to agricultural, industrial, and commercial jobs, they do it all. For quality work and prompt, courteous service, contact your State of Wisconsin licensed electrical contractor in our area. C. Broxma Electric at 920-319-1614 or check them out online at cbelectric.net.
The power of intelligent farming is here. The remarkable new T7 Heavy Duty with PLM Intelligence is available now at Waupun Equipment in Waupun and Watertown. Built on the legacy of the acclaimed New Holland T7 tractor family, the T7 Heavy Duty delivers leading all-around performance and comfort. You'll see wider, operate quieter, think smarter, and feel stronger. 2 models are available, featuring up to 313 horsepower. Designed for you, by you, the new T7 Heavy Duty with PLM Intelligence lets you put intelligent farming to work right now. See one today at Waupun Equipment in Waupun and Watertown.
Marshview Veterinary Clinic is a proud supporter of the student athletes and the Randolph Rockets. The team at Marshview is happily accepting new patients for wellness and surgery. We're also pleased to offer emergency and urgent care services for pets throughout the community. Dr. Jeff Hookstead, Dr. Jackie McIntyre, Dr. Colby McIntyre, and the friendly staff in Marshview look forward to seeing you and your four-legged companions. Go Rockets!
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin in Waupun and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin. They'll give you a reason to smile both inside and out.
It is halftime at Randolph High School Parents' Night, and all the Randolph parents must be happy with what happened, especially in that second quarter here in this ball game, as Randolph taking on their conference foe, the Fall River Rio Rebels, and leading 27-0 at halftime. Randy's got some numbers for us.
Yeah, again, always unofficial, but Bryce Ratajek, 10 carries, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alex Hollander, I have him 8 carries, 46 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jacob Kyle, has 4 carries, 19 yards, and a touchdown. Brady Prevey, 1 carry for 8 yards. And Nicholas Kutzma, 1 carry for no gain. There's only Alex Hollander, 2 of 4 for 16 yards. Both of those completions went to Diedrich Meyer. So he has 2 catches, 16 yards. Not a lot in the passing game, but they're doing a good job running the ball.
And it looks like maybe my mom was watching at one time. This is Grandma Darlin watching. I think Deb and Barb out there, our wives too, might have been spending a little time with her and sent us a message over. So thanks for Ma. That
Lovely young lady, Darlin.
Yeah.
Maybe listening in or watching.
Yeah, thanks for that pool you got over there. I'm the pool boy over there and take care of that pool for her. So we've been getting a lot of use out of that during these 80-degree days.
You're not going to shut it down yet, are you?
No, not yet. We'll give her a few more weeks, and I know when you get into September, all of a sudden there's just that one period, and all of a sudden, boom, it doesn't come back to summer anymore. Yeah. It kind of goes back and forth, and all of a sudden summer's just gone. Then you got to put the cover on. It just kind of happens before you want it to. But
those cool nights, they do change the water temperature, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Well, let's take a look at some scores. Big Nate Young is giving us some scores out there in the Twitter world and finding some scores around the area. Waupun, back in our hometown, Waupun trailing at halftime to Port Washington 38-0 in that ball game. Campbellsport 21-20 over Mayville at halftime in a flyaway matchup. Fort Atkinson over, nice game.
Good one there, huh?
Yeah. Let's see, Fort Atkinson over Beaver Dam 21-3 at halftime. Berlin over Ripon 42-0 at halftime. Battle in the East Central Conference. Lomira over WLA in the third quarter 20-7. And we got one other score out of the Trailway Conference, and that is Partyville leading Deerfield. And that's Randolph's next opponent, Deerfield, by a score of 14-0 at halftime in that ball game. So thanks, Nate, for sending those over. If you see any other scores out there from the Flyway or from the Trailways or from the East Central Conference area teams, send them and we'll get them on the air.
Yeah. Beautiful facility over there at Lomira, isn't it?
It's great. I love it there.
Absolutely gorgeous field.
I love the tiny little shed they put you into to call the games. In this small little shed, but this huge terrace area that they have, that's really nice.
Beautiful. I like the colors of that field too, with all the red and everything that just pops on that artificial turf.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful field over there in Lomira. And a nice new gym that they have is only a few years old there, too. So they've got to go into some classrooms updated there. They were long in need of that and finally took care of that over the last years. Randolph will kick off to start things off here in the second half. A low kick bouncing down the field off the foot of Jonathan Elba. Going to give the ball over to Richardson. He's their main guy for returning, and he takes it up to about the 35-yard line. Nice return. And that's where Fall River Ryle will try to turn their fortunes here in this ball game.
I'm not sure on that. I think that was a handoff was forward there. I'm not sure if that was a legal play.
Is it only on a pitch, or can you hand it off if you're ahead of them or behind them? It seems like you can.
You can at the line when you're behind the line of scrimmage, but I don't think there's a line of scrimmage established there. I don't think you can run that kick return and have a forward handoff.
Ball's at the 35 and the first play of the second half. Handoff over left of center and about a 3-yard gain on the carry by Connor Richardson.
Matt Miller's calling to the sideline. Get a play in here. He's giving that motion. Let's hurry up a little bit.
I know he's a basketball guy. We saw him play baseball too in sectionals in Oakfield. We were covering Oakfield. We saw the Oakfield Oaks play against them, and a 3-sport athlete, senior this year. But this is what he says is his favorite sport, playing football.
Another false start, I believe.
Kind of taking a while to see a few Randolph players clapping, so that's obviously.
I think it was right in the interior of the line. Well, sure, they're going to pick it up.
They didn't move it anywhere, so. Ball sitting right where it's at, over at about the 39-yard line. Still second down and about 6 or 7 yards to go for a first down. One receiver, 2 receivers out to the left and one out to the right for Fall River Ryle. And a nice job throwing Richardson for a loss of about 4 yards on the play back to about the 36-yard line.
Jacob Kyle, I believe.
Yeah, Jacob Kyle. That was one he's not going to get away. That's your classic tackle technique. Wrap him up, take him down. Don't try and just bump into him to knock him over. He just took him right down and swung him to the ground.
Looks like Fall River Rio trying to establish a run game here so they don't have those big losses.
Right.
Not happening. Nowhere to go.
Miller with the ball. Looks like he's fully intent to take it around the right side and take it down kind of right around the neck almost. And a whip to the ground right in the Randolph sideline over there. Let's get some yards on the play.
Looked like a legal hit. I think he actually got him, below the shoulder, but yeah, looked nasty.
Yeah, ball sitting now at about the 42-yard line of fourth down, about 3.5 yards to go.
Desperation time already.
Yeah, running, going forward on fourth, and that play is blowing up right away. You got to see who wrapped him up there at the line. Was that Bryce Vertagic? That just wrapped him up. First, nailed the offensive lineman right into him, and that was Bryce on that one that knocked the offensive lineman into the running back, and then he wrapped him up himself after that. So again, just a nice aggressive hit there. Stopped everything on a dime, and now ball turned over on downs, and Randolph will take over in Fall River Rio territory just outside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you saw that right there. A little desperation going for it on fourth and about 4 from your own 40-ish yard line.
Previe in motion. They're going to do the counter play, and then back in the hands of
Humble.
He fumble it at the end, or they call it? No, they can say he's down.
But yeah, the ball did come loose.
Jacob Kyle with the carry. Official adamantly saying it is down as the Fall River players are looking at him, saying that ball's loose, but no, he was down. Takes the ball up to about the 28-yard line. First and 10 now for the Randolph Rockets. We'll take some of our Randolph sponsors. Roberts Brothers Painting. Been in business for decades because they do such a great job. Still making all those houses in town and out of town and barns and everything looking the best that they can. Handoff again over to Ratagic. Goes right to center. Seems to be the good hole for him over there. Gets it inside the 20-yard line. You see just a little short of the first down. Just inside the 20.
9.5 yards. Well, how about that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good first down set.
Dad Jeff's got to be proud. One of the guys helping out, and the coaching staff here for the Randolph Rockets. See him down there on the field from Ace in Building, one of our sponsors. Another handoff to Ratagic around the right side, and he's in the end zone from about 19.5 yards out. Yeah, just another simple play, and they ran that numerous times to a huge success. That's the second touchdown from that distance. He ran one in the second quarter from 19 yards out. That one almost 20 yards for Bryce. Same little play, just a simple play off to the right. Give credit to those guys on the right side of the line opening up that hole for him every time.
Yeah, that's going to put Bryce over 100 yards in the game. Maybe 12 carries, maybe about 107.
Randolph trying to get that running clock going for a 2-point conversion. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Holler sprints out to his right, looks in the end zone, and that one is intercepted. So we'll stay right at 33-0 in favor of Randolph with 9:09 left in the third quarter of action. Randy and I'll be back coming up in just 1 minute on Radio Plus Sports.
Most of us plan ahead in life. We plan for our wedding, our children's education, family vacations, and other life events. Understanding the benefits of pre-planning your funeral has prompted many to take the step and plan for their own arrangements. The biggest reason is so your family is put at ease by knowing your decisions are taken care of. The burden is lifted off their shoulders. Call 324-5547 to discuss pre-planning your funeral arrangements.
Coles Community Funeral Homes, Marquezan, Randolph, and Waupun.
We are back at Randolph High School again, all Randolph all the time here in the ball game since about 25 seconds left in the first quarter, and after that, 27-0 at halftime, and scoring on a 19-yard touchdown with a guy that's making it happen today, Bryce Ratajczyk, getting his number called off, and for good reason. Very effective runner here, and calling his name a lot on defense too. 19-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion, no good. 33-0 Randolph with 9:09 left in the third quarter.
Just a 2-point conversion shy of possibly getting us a running clock. What a beautiful night again for high schools. Football all around the state. Maybe some soccer going on, whatever. Great day to be outdoors.
Jonathan Elva with the kick, and that one's going to make it out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Jonathan usually going off towards the right side of the field, but decided to kind of hook that one over on the left side, and it just went right out of bounds.
Rebels will take over.
And the Rebels will grab the ball, take over at the 35-yard line here to start this series of downs for Fall River Ryle. Been a rough game. They've got a lot of things to talk about over in the practices coming up this next week over in Fall River Ryle.
Yeah, I don't know where do they practice? You don't have any of those answers? I just made me think of it. I put you on the spot not knowing that answer, but I didn't know if anybody mentioned it to you.
Yeah, if anybody...
what exactly where they meet, if they switch it up or if they always practice in the same facility. Probably do. The equipment would be there.
Miller going back to pass, sprinting to his right, breaks away from a tackler and still being chased down and nowhere to go with it. Finally knocked out of bounds and maybe getting back right around to the line of scrimmage before he goes out of bounds. Just outside the 35 is where they're setting up.
Credit him with a 1 yard positive after all of that. Gutsy kid, I'll tell you that, Miller.
I think they're going to move it back, yeah. the marker is back to the, he was about a yard up the field, but I saw they marked at the tail end of the ball right on the 35. So, yeah, he could have been for about a 10-yard loss or so. He just kept on getting away from the tacklers and got it back to the line of scrimmage. Just under 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. 33-0. Favor the Randolph Rockets over Fall River Ryle. Your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Oh, and that one goes off the hands again. We saw that earlier, and Miller chases it down. Now he's in trouble with about 5 or 6 Randolph Rockets in the backfield. Breaking some tackles and finally goes down right around the 22-yard line. Nowhere to run. Get away from one, and Nelson, there's about 2 or 3 other Randolph guys there.
Miller did everything he could to try and keep the play alive, and
Bryce Ratajczyk again credited with another tackle for Randolph.
It's one of the Randolph players down. Oh, no.
One of the Fall River players down right now.
Fall River player down. They'll probably get a break here, huh?
Yeah, why don't we take a timeout? Be back in at least 30 seconds to bring you more of this third quarter of action live from Randolph High School on Radio Plus Sports.
A reminder for everyone that Bent's Automotive is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Keeping your vehicle in tip-top running condition is essential. Call 324-9962 for Bent's Automotive. Get the quality repair and maintenance services you need from the automotive technicians you can trust. Bent's Automotive at the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in beautiful downtown Waupun. Call 920-324-9962 to schedule your service or repair needs today.
You're back.
And we are back. Number 22, Max Semplowski. Looks like they kind of stretching out his hamstring just a little bit, but he got up and walked fine off the field. Of course, he'll have to come off the field. And off right now.
At least one play, that's for sure.
I'll have to check into that with Max. I know some Semplowskis, but they're from it's my son-in-law Ryan's family that comes from the Stanley area up there, and they're the Semplowskis, and I know some of them played during some good years over at Horicon. There were some Semplowskis over in the Horicon area. See if any of the families spread over to the Fall River Arroyo area. Ask. Miller with a throw over on the left side of the field. Intended receiver was Shavlik Schultz. Throwing behind him, incomplete. It's going to be a 4th down and about 22 yards to go for a first down with the ball back at about the 23-yard line of Fall River Rio.
Big old train whistle right on cue there in the middle of that play. It'd be a little bit distracting.
So again, nowhere to go and going kind of backwards again are the Fall River Rio Rebels in this ball game, and more opportunities for Randolph again. Randolph covering the punt pretty good, and Miller has to kind of sidestep off to the right and gets another good punt. Gets a lot of roll after his punts land. That's the second time he had to do that. Got up to the line of scrimmage and booted it up. Gives you a little more yardage just by where you kicked it from.
Takes an athletic play right there. You're on a full run for your life and then still able to kick the football effectively. You'd be one of those where you could whiff on it, look kind of foolish, swing and miss. But no, he's getting something. They got another cramp, I think it is right now.
Another player down. We're just watching the replay that Jeff had of that play, and people cramping up.
Yeah, it's one of those nights, those hot, humid nights.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, we'll take another break right here as we have an injury timeout. Another Fall River Rio player on the carpet right now. 33-0 Randolph. Back after this on Radio Plus Sports.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Casasa Rewards checking accounts? All Casasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Casasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Player getting his hamstring stretched out again, Joseph LaRoche. LaRoche, if you want to be fancy, we have no clue on the pronunciation of that one. I didn't make it to the pregame meeting on all the Fall River Rio pronunciations. Going to pitch it out this time out to Brady Prevey around the right side. He's going to lose a couple yards on the play, maybe back to the 25-yard line. Number has not been called a whole lot. Another player,
it's only his second carry in the game. He had an 8-yard carry in the first half.
Is that Brady on the ground right now?
That looks like, again, maybe cramping. That's the type of weather that can really cause that.
Yeah, let's mention a few more of our sponsors right now. We mentioned Otters Inn. Chad and Tricia Dinkle over there. They run a great place. That is I always say it, that's my cheers. That's where everybody knows your name when you go in there. Great people, excellent food. They have some great specials. Get their great fish fry they have on Friday nights and prime ribs and their sandwiches on Saturday night there. They got a great menu and get some nice surprises. Once in a while they have bluegill. Once in a while they have mac and cheese, a little barbecue pork on top, which Randy and I got a chance to taste one time, I think last year. What a great place.
Good fun there that night when the girls basketball team, was that after state or was that after the sectional on the way to, I can't remember what it was. They had a little parade with the fire trucks and everything.
It might have been after sectional, I think it was. The boys might have came in. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was again.
That was fun. I remember it raining out terrible outside, a whole sidewalk full of people outside of Otters, and what an enjoyable evening.
Well, player back up again, and we are ready to continue play. A second down and 12. Here was Hollander, pitches out last second out along the left side, and running back still Kyle on his feet yet, going around that side. Jacob Kyle. Nice last second decision by Alex Hollander. Pitches it up to Kyle. Some little stutter steps in that, and he gets himself all the way down to the 30-yard line over on the Rebels side of the field.
That'll help the stats right there. Yeah. 44 yards on that carry.
Jacob Kyle's had himself a great season, not just a great game here, but a great contributor and getting some kudos from the coach, and he will again tonight on his value to being another person they got to keep an eye on offensively for the Randolph Rockets. Ratajcic tearing it up. You got And your quarterback with Alex Hollander is also a threat. He's going to keep it all the way. Now pitches out last second again along the right side and still on his feet, and a penalty as the running back goes around that right side. And that was Nicholas Ketsy going around that right side again for the Randolph Rocket. Kutzma.
Hollander, he's stretching himself a little bit too, and I'll tell you what a late pitch right there. He was in traffic. Nice job getting that off at the last minute.
Yeah, we got a long way to go yet unless Randolph can get a score here and make this a running clock. Stoppages with the injuries, penalty. On a nice run again by Kutzma around that right side. It's going to be a first down, but a first down and about 12 yards to go for Randolph.
Game is slow because of more so of the penalties than anything else.
Yeah, so many of those in that, especially in that second quarter. It was just raining flags against the Rebels. And they give it again to their effective quarterback, Bryce Ratajczyk again. And he's going to get some positive yards on that, maybe about 5 yards, possibly 6 yards on the play up to the 31-yard line. Second and 7 now for the Randolph Rockets. Just under 7 to play here in the third quarter.
Bryce piling up the yardage right now. About 120 in this game, roughly. Maybe 115. I didn't add it all up, but yeah, he's having a nice game.
Diedrich Meyer splitting out to the left, but they're still going to take the ball up the middle. And again, the pile gets moved the Randolph direction up to about the 25-yard line. Ratajczyk again being the workhorse. Some good yards up to the 25 and just about looks like maybe about a half yard short of a first down. Third down and short now for Randolph.
Less than a yard.
We had to do a little volleyball yesterday. A young Waupun Lady Warrior volleyball team, and I see a couple of freshmen on the court. They've got a ways to go, but we'll see how those young players, the freshmen and the sophomores that were on that court last night, will progress. They lost in 3 straight to a very good volleyball team from Kettle Moraine Lutheran. And flag on the play as they try to do a little quick snap. And
no, they did not get set that time.
They did not get set like they did last week.
Could see that. It just seemed like a Chinese fire drill right there a little bit. Not what they did last week at all.
It's going to bring it back from a third and short to a third down and about 5 yards to go, 5.5 yards to go. The ball sitting right at the 30-yard line of the Rebels. And we might get a Friday night off next week because we got Jeff doing the Friday night football game against Kettle Moraine Lutheran over at Kettle Moraine Lutheran. So I get a Friday night. A lot of times during the football season, their wives never see us. We didn't ever take them to a fish fry, so we always have to do that when we get an opportunity. So I will see if we have time to do that next week. And again, another one of the Waupun's counter plays, cutting back to the left of center. Jacob Kyle on the carry.
Number 23.
Yeah, that was Nicholas Kutzma on the carry. Gets it up to about the 28-yard line, makes it a fourth down and about 3 yards to go.
4th down and 4.
Under 5 to play, and the clock counting down right now.
If Randolph could punch it in right now, we'll be moving along a lot quicker.
A real big fourth down going for it are the Randolph Rockets. Yeah, give it right to the workhorse again to Ratajczyk, the fullback, and I'll take it. Get the yards for you and then some. Gets it up to about the 23-yard line.
And it's a first down.
He's having some fun here tonight, I'm sure. The yards were hard to come by, and had kind of a great defensive game last week, but some of the handoffs that he had between him and his quarterback, Alex Hollander, out there, getting real chances to focus on just running the ball up the field, but they have that connection tonight, and a big night for Bryce Ratajczyk. He's going to take it again, and body's getting knocked to the side all the way up the field as he picks up about 5 yards on the play. Second down and 5 now for the Rockets, maybe 6 on that.
Bryce, he's going to need a little Gatorade after this game, or Powerade, or whatever he likes.
Surprised we haven't seen him getting the old ham. He's stretched out.
Pedialyte, something, you know. They have all kinds of those Armor drinks. I mean, I don't know. And we're not sponsored by anybody, but he's going to need to replace some fluids and some potassium in his body, maybe a few bananas.
Yeah, Pedialyte has been marketed more as a little more as an adult drink instead of just for the kids when they get sick anymore. It's been getting snapped off the shelves by the adults lately. Delay a game and to be called on Randolph.
Penalty against the Rockets.
Kind of seesawing back and forth on up the field and back on a penalty, and move the sticks back, or actually down marker back 5 yards.
We live in Wisconsin. We can't forget chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk, they really break that up when you get out and watch any of the WIA state games. They're one of the main sponsors there, and they really break that up as a really good workout drink after you're done working out.
Yeah, refuel.
Refuel yourself with some chocolate milk. I'm all for that. Anything with chocolate in, I'm all for it. Second down and 9 now. And ball is loose. It looks like Randolph's going to get it back, but keeps the clock running. Here at Randolph, we're down to 2:17 left.
In the third quarter.
Yeah.
Seems like this quarter has moved along at a snail's pace.
Ball sitting at the 24-yard line of the Rebels, and third down and about 11 yards to go now for the Rockets. A penalty and then a fumble they got back, but still lost some yards on it. And Hollander going back to pass, looking down, kind of throws this one high in the air with 3 defenders down there. And trying to get it over to Diedrich Meyer over into the end zone. Luckily didn't get picked off, but incomplete pass. And that'll stop the clock at 1:43 here in the third quarter.
3 defenders and another safety converging, put 4 people on defense right around the football.
Some of the other sponsors, Tees Cup and Cream. Tina over there and her crew run a really nice place. If you want to sit down, maybe bring your computer and do some work there. Bring some friends there. They've got some great things to eat. Some nice refreshments that they have there too. Their coffees and their lattes and different flavors. Really a nice atmosphere. Hollander, not knowing a defender was coming, almost tossed away in the hands of the defender. Looked like Manny Kingston possibly. Yeah, looks about the description of him, about 235 out there. Had a chance to at least grab it and run it a ways up the field. But that's a turnover on downs, and Wall River Ryle taking the ball back.
Once again, clock stops.
You got an update on the Waupun game. Port Washington up 46-0 at the end of 3 quarters. Big Nate Young giving us some updates. Keep them coming, Nate, if you would like to, if you're listening to the game right now.
That'll be running clock, and it cannot revert back once you get to the fourth quarter, so that'll be over shortly.
I'm pulling for Randolph to get that 2-point conversion back when they got 33, but just having trouble with those 2-point conversions in the ball game and didn't get it. That would have kept a running clock at that time. A little further into the game. I think a lot of the players probably ready so they don't get hurt anymore. Handoff off to the right of center, and Richardson goes down. Ball sitting at about the 23-yard line, about 2 yards on the play.
Connor Richardson on the carry.
I'm sure Fall River Rio, they're not going to give up here, but I would think both teams would just be happy to get this game done. Nobody injured, and get on the bus, go home if you're Fall River. Randolph can celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, Randolph at Deerfield next week. You want to start focusing on that game once this one is done. And Lourdes, the next opponent for Fall River Rio. That's never an easy game when you go play against Lourdes. They're playing them home or away? They'll be playing at home against Lourdes coming up next week.
Randolph goes to Oshkosh Lourdes, we were told earlier. So
we'll be doing that game. That's the other 2 scheduled games that we have for Randolph football, and that's 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be doing the Randolph at Cambria Friesland game, and that's always a good game with Jim Bilesman, the head coach over there, and he's got a great program going year after year, and it's always a pretty tough, hard-nosed game when you play against Cambria Friesland, only 5 miles up the road. And throw up the field. That's a completed pass for a first down. Nice job with the defender closing in on him. A pass by Matt Miller. Gets it up the field. Complete first down at the 40-yard line in their end of the field. Miller, a fake handoff going around the right. And chased down over there, and he's going to get himself maybe back to the line of scrimmage up to the 40-yard line.
I am not going to be here in a couple of weeks, just to inform you right now. So
okay.
Going to see the Grand Canyon, and
really
some of those sites out there. I've never been that direction, so
all right.
Going to Sedona, Arizona.
Sedona?
I don't even know how to say it, pronounce it.
Who's down there? You know some people on there? Or you just taking off and adventuring yourself?
No, we're going with my wife's brother and his wife, and they're Gary's son.
Anyway, we'll continue that story about Randy's trip, and right now we're at the end of 3 quarters, and Randolph leading this game 33-0 back with the fourth quarter in just 1 minute on Radio Plus Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the home and family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
A&B Fitness Concepts in Randolph is accepting new members. A&B Fitness is a workout facility dedicated to helping all of its members reach their fitness goals. They offer fitness classes with a personal feel, small group personal training, and one-on-one personal training, all in a non-intimidating environment in order to fit the needs of their members. Some of the Randolph athletes participating in today's game workout at...
And we're back to action here in the fourth quarter, and again, Matt Miller not aware that there was a defender coming up behind, but throws it down the field, trying for a long pass play, and a flag down on the defensive side of Randolph's by the middle of the coverage down there.
Make you think it would be in the area of some type of defensive illegal contact or interference. I think illegal contact downfield.
There'll be a penalty on the Randolph Rockets, and that ball is going to be taken into Randolph territory. All down to the 45-yard line. I'm not an expert on all the. Is that what that was?
I don't know. 2 hands behind the head. I'm not sure what that was. It wasn't.
I know it's exactly how my granddaughter sleeps every night. With it weird that she sleeps with her hands behind her head just like that, and she's not even 2 yet. That's how she sleeps every single night. 1st and 10 though for the Rebels. Try to get it off to Richardson. It looks like with the carry, and he's having a tough night too, finding some space. Randolph all over it.
Oh, there you go. Loss. That's okay.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got one that shows loss of
down with the 2. I actually have a cheat sheet showing me all of the.
It shows that signal, but it
says loss of down. It doesn't. Yeah, that's. Illegal participation, maybe, with it be on top of the head.
2nd down and 10 to go. And Miller's tucked in and going around the right side, heads up the field. He's got himself a gain before he's knocked out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. See when he went out of bounds. That's very decisive once he decides he's going to take it. You know, this is where it's going to stay, but he does get himself a gain of about 6 yards on the play just inside the 40-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 4 to go.
I hold in my hand the official signal sheet, and that the only.
Well, but that's from the 2021 season. They could have changed.
2021. Yeah, right.
They could have all changed.
That signal says only loss of down. It doesn't. There's no.
See, I would have guessed it wrong. So my granddaughter means I want to go to bed and go to sleep. And Miller, they again all over him is the Randolph interior defense getting in a hurry, and it's pushed back, and they finally stopped the play right around the 46-yard line. So it's going to be a fourth down and about 11 yards to go for the Rebels, and Matt Miller heading to get his play again.
The Rebels have had trouble right from the start and has not gotten any better. Penalties, a lot of holding penalties that negated some long runs and put themselves in down and distance situation. Always 3rd and 20, 3rd and 15, 4th and 10, 11. It's been consistent throughout the game.
Yeah, 4th and 11 now. The ball at the Randolph 46. Miller again looking to pass and throws it up the field, and that is complete. Completed pass. It looks up like maybe Shavlik Schultz getting it.
It was.
Nice job. It gets all the way right up to the line of scrimmage. And we got a player down for Randolph, and that's another one of your. Right now, one of the teammates are just going to stretch it out for him right away. They know the drill now. But a nice pass play on a 4th and 11 by Matt Miller, keeping the play alive and finding his main target on the Rebels' offensive weapons, Shavlik Schultz, first baseman on the baseball team, too, when they played Oakfield.
I've had those cramps in football. They are very painful. I'll tell you what, they're just debilitating. And in all the sports I competed in, I don't think I ever had a cramp in a basketball game or baseball, softball, anything. Just something about football late in the game, man.
It's like Diedrich Meyer.
That hurts.
Still trying to walk that off. Yikes! Well, that just
Yeah, you walk like you're a pirate after that. Man, you just can't. You're just so fearful that it's going to come back again, and it just wrenches your muscle.
Seeing that the Rio is one of my random facts I had yesterday, I believe, was the accent that people use for a pirate. Arr, matey, and that wasn't even in existence till about a 1955 movie. And a famous actor used it, and everybody's been kind of using it since. But before that, there was nothing like that. That was the first time I ever heard an accent like that. But who knows what the pirates sounded like back in the day. We kind of stuck with that one. So you go with the Johnny Depp one and just act like Keith Richards, and that's what he did, and dressed like him and acted like him, the way his stroll was and everything.
Wear some heavy makeup.
Yeah.
I think is he coming back now for another one? He's going to do it.
And they had said it for a while, but then they said it was false news. But that was about a month or two ago, and they said they should bring him back. Sounded like my wife was glued to watching that trial.
He was not too pleased with the whole Disney thing and doing that, so he said no. But then I heard he was.
Yeah.
For Pirates 6, I think it would have been.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. They can get a first down inside about the 2-yard line. Miller looking up the field, and the ball.
Nearly
just knocked away, nearly intercepted over by that pylon over on the right side.
Intended for Shavlik Schultz again.
Yeah, it looks like that was number 7, Jake Dykstra over there knocking the pass away. Carter 20, that's Carter Meredith. Carter giving me a couple of nice plays. He said watch for him. That's another nice play there by Carter, catching up a little bit. He was about a half step behind and caught up and knocked that one out of bounds.
Carter showing some speed. He was the one that on the special teams ran down the Fall River player from behind. May have saved a touchdown and a kick return.
So 3rd down and 7. Miller goes to the left now. Runs into about 4 Randolph players over there before he's taken down for a loss. Behind the 10-yard, maybe 11-yard line he was taken down.
Matt, not going to be one of Matt's best memories. Tonight's game coming to Randolph.
I saw him at the volleyball game that I did a few days ago. And he was up there watching their game against Laconia at Randolph. 1-4, 3 games at 3 sets to 1. Ball back at the 10-yard line. It's going to be a 4th down. And about 8 yards to go with the ball right at the 10-yard line on the Randolph side of the field. And Miller figures why not. Go around the right side, running away from the defenders. Looks in the end zone, and that is a touchdown. Nice job, Matt. Yeah, very calm, being chased at the time, and throws a nice strike into the end zone.
I believe that's number 82.
I got him down as Jacob Johnsrud, 6'2", 175. But it's a number that I know is like number 6 they have it, or something in the...
I have nobody on my
They have him down as number 7, like a corrected number on there, number 7. But I had to have him down as Johnsrud. So getting on the board are the Rebels, setting up for a 2-point conversion.
Dropping my paperwork here.
Going for the 2-point conversion. Miller trying to do it himself around the right side. Cuts back in the end zone. Nice job by Matt Miller. Getting that touchdown pass and then taking it in. Cutting it back in and giving his team 8 points on the board with his arm and then with his feet for the other 2 points. And Randolph leading the game now 33-8. Back in a minute with more of the fourth quarter on Radio Plus.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. Plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Welcome back to Randolph. Again, finally getting on the board, Fall River Rio. Pass play in the end zone of Jacob Johnsrud from Matt Miller, and then Matt runs in the 2-point conversion. Getting the Rebels on the scoreboard for the first time. They trail now by a score of 33-8 with 8:56 left in the ball game. Another updated score in the Trailways Conference. It is Partyville leading Deerfield 26-7 in the fourth quarter.
That's Randolph's opponent next week, Deerfield?
Deerfield, yep. Tried for a little onside kick, and Randolph covers. Take it right around the 44-yard line. Nice job there with some hands guys out there to grab the ball and secure it for the Randolph Rockets.
Jake Dykstra with the cover right there. Backup quarterback. Played one snap under center tonight. Yeah. Played one snap and nothing bad happened. That's a good thing.
Just under 9 to play in the ball game. See if Randolph just tries to run a bunch of clock off right now and get this game over and start thinking about Deerfield next week.
Exactly.
With nobody getting hurt. I hate to see anybody get hurt in the last 9 minutes of a game like this. But, of course, Fall River trying to keep their hopes alive and going for the onside kick. Didn't get it. And, this time, no place to go for, I believe, Bryce on the carry, unless they're starting to bring some other players out on the field.
Well, that's strategic.
Yeah, they hit him right in the mouth of that one and took him right down. Lose about 4 yards on the play back to the 41-yard line. It'll be a second down and 14 to go.
I think we're getting maybe a couple of new players in the game here. Still have Hollander under center.
Sure, Cambria played. I did not bring the Trailways schedule, and I bet Cambria winning their game 28-7. Just think of some of the other teams out there. Johnson Creek. Possible opponent.
Dodgeland,
yeah, okay.
I don't know if they did. It's a possible.
Dodgeland's another possible one, okay. Bryce Vertadje getting a carry Just short of the first down, I think they're going to mark that. So he gets about 13 of the 14 yards back on that carry up to almost the 46-yard line of the Rebels. You got a Marquezan score, Jeff?
No, that might have been another opponent they could have had.
Yeah, okay. Again, Cambria with a victory could set up for a pretty interesting game coming up in a couple of weeks. This time, he's going to keep this one. Is Alex. Gets himself the first down up to about the 43-yard line, about a 4-yard gain on that.
First down, Rockets.
Chances of fumbling when you're not handing it off are limited, so maybe a good decision there.
Not a bad call. Keep it just secured in your quarterback. He's a pretty sure-handed guy out there in his hands. It's a good call.
Keeps the clock moving. That's the important thing.
First and 10 at the 43 of the Rebels right now for the Rockets. Oh, a late hit, and one of the other officials saw it as the head official was watching the play. Very late hit on Alex Hollander. And
they might get Alex too for retaliating here because there's 2 flags down now.
Well, I hope they don't, because he just got his clock clean there. The play was way out of his hands. And big number 64 comes in and just decleats him on it, and he comes up and kind of pushes him back. But hopefully they did see the initial hit. But I know the lead official was his head was not toward that direction. He's looking at the play. Yeah, I think I could have called it both ways.
Both flat.
Yeah.
Offset. You can't play. I kind of like your quarterback having a little bit of that in him.
Yeah.
I'll take that any day. He says, I'm not the biggest guy on the field. I'm not maybe, the strongest guy, but I am going to be one of the tougher guys.
Yeah.
A little discussion now with the sidelines about what happened.
Shouldn't be any complaints by the head coach for Fall River Ryle. That was definitely an easy call on that first hit. And I don't know what, just a little shove by Alex after that. Maybe some verbal stuff. I don't know that went on after that. That got him that, but. First down again and 10 with the ball again at the 43-yard line. Down to 6:46 and counting down in the ball game. And Hollander now turns around, sees a couple defenders, gets by him, and he's directing traffic, getting some blocking at him. He's got some blocking, cuts it back the other way. He's still on his feet. Inside the 30-yard line, the 25-yard line, the 20, still on his feet, and gets himself up to right around the 4 or 5 yard line or so. What a play by Alex Hollander! Just that natural sense that he has on the field kind of fell apart, and a good laugh from the crowd as the PA announcer said you're in for 100 yards on the play, which he did from one side of the field to the other, but. Very true. What a play by Alex.
100 yards, and we'll give him a 40-yard gain on the play. I'll tell you what, that's how you answer. He thought he got cheap shotted a little bit. Instead of coming back and talking the game, you just go out here and show your opponent, if you're going to come in and hit me, then I'm going to go and try and score one more time on you.
Yeah, it gets it up to about the 8-yard line. First and goal now for Randolph, taking their time. 6:14 and counting down in the ball game. 33-8 the lead for Randolph. And your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. And Sunder's going to get it back over to Bryce Ratajik, and he'll take it up to right around the 6-yard line. And no hurry for Randolph right now. Well, I want to see that clock be your friend and keep on running down this game over.
Second and goal.
Again, I want to thank A&B Fitness Concepts, Amber and the crew over there, right on Stark Street. Beautiful place. Been in that place numerous times. And she'll also do some personal training for you too. But tell you, a lot of people drive distances to come to Randolph to have their workout here and getting some of the great classes that they have too over at A&B Fitness Concepts Boathouse also. Chief Kuno Trail. They're going to hand that off and into the end zone for another touchdown for the Randolph Rockets. And Bryce Vertagic takes it in. Again, oft-called name here in the ball game for the Randolph Rockets. About a 6-yard run for him.
That is his 4th touchdown in this ball game. Had 2 touchdowns of 19 yards, a 10-yarder. I put him down for 7 on this one, 6 or 7.
Yeah, we're sure where they're all set up
for the tee. They don't have the tee on the field for the kick.
Yeah. Couldn't locate it. And they did find it now. And Jonathan Elvin to kick the extra point in a 39-8 ball game in favor of the Randolph Rockets over the Rebels. Good hold, good snap. Ball is up and no good. Wide left on that one. So the score will remain 39-8. One of the point of emphasis in the practice coming up is 2-point conversions and also getting those extra points. Got a bit of a problem here in the ball game, which can come in big in some close games out there. So Randolph leading 39-8, back in 30 seconds with more of this 4th quarter of action at Randolph High School on Radio Plus Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Want to come on the headset for a little bit?
Okay, so Randolph does score, does not get the extra point. We got a 3-man crew. We feel like we're on network TV here or something. Got
Always
Vince
ready.
Propson. He plays the music here, does a little bit of everything, being the AD. And I know they love you here in Randolph in that position. But thoughts about what's going on here in the football game? Vince, being a big football guy yourself.
I mean, really watching this is just a team game. At the end of the day, and that's what this team has done this whole year. Probably not the most talented team that's ever come through, but I'll tell you what, it's the best team as how they've meshed. So really proud of them and what they've done so far. I mean, being Hilbert last year for the first time ever, huge accomplishment for this program, and we're just continually stepping in the right direction right now. So happy to keep moving forward.
Yeah, we've got Richardson taking the ball up the right side of the field, but how is the team as far as I know you kind of run the weight room in here and get these guys in there? Is this a pretty dedicated bunch of guys in the weight room?
Yeah, I mean, probably the best we've ever seen throughout the summer. I mean, we had over 80 individuals as participants this summer. I mean, 40 consistently, probably close to with the boys right now, and I think it shows, definitely. We're not like, big by any means, but we're strong, we're fast, we're tenacious. I mean, that's the things that we do.
Yeah, you're a very physical team for your size out there. Very quick from sideline to sideline. It's fun to watch these guys. Defense has been pretty rock solid. I was really impressed with them last week in that game against Hilbert.
Yeah,
great defensive effort in that game.
I showed up at about halftime of that game. I was impressed to see where they were at.
Yeah, we got another penalty. What else is going on at Randolph High School, and what does this year look like in a new school year for you?
Yeah, I mean it's looking really well right now. I mean. We have the girls right now ranked number 3 in the state for Division III for volleyball. That program took a big win last night over Partyville. Continually, going to tournaments, playing against the best competition in the state as best as we can. And that program's going to have a lot of success. There's no doubt in my mind. So
some great years right now for Randolph. We're getting a couple of state championships in basketball, and hopefully volleyball can make it back to the state tournament. It's been a few years, and they've definitely had teams that that are always threatening to get there. So we've got Jeff Kolbeck up here in the booth and talk to him about that a little bit. But you got some good things happening at the school right now.
Yeah.
Some unbelievable athletes getting some free rides in D1 schools with Jory Bawalda and preferred walk-on with a badge with Travis Elvin.
Yeah,
it's nice to get some big players like that. But they're getting the recognition and looking towards Randolph as a place where some good athletes are coming out, and that's it won't be done with that. You've got some other great athletes coming up. looking at Riley Elvin, maybe a possible scholarship winner coming up.
Definitely.
In volleyball in her career.
It's very hard to get recognized at a small school, and the players here and coaches here have done a great job at making sure that those players do get recognized for what they can do, and like you said, at big time level too.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all your hospitality you give us every time we come here. You always take care of us. This is probably the most hospitable place that we go out of any of the places that we call games. Pass attempt down the field, and that is knocked down. Trying to find Shavlik Schultz on that one.
I'll tell you what, we love having you here. It's great. Our community loves having you guys here too.
Yeah, and I feel appreciated when I come here. I love the businesses here, and I love frequenting some of the businesses like Otters downtown, and always friendly people. We got some great list of sponsors. Randolph Family Dental. They always come in there. They seem like they enjoy that I come in there. The dentists are definitely willing to sponsor our broadcasts. So it's a nice community effort getting us over here, and we love being here. I got my ties over here to Randolph. So our friends are over here. My mom was born and raised here and graduated in my class of 1959 at Randolph High School. So
original Randolphian.
Yeah, I got a little Randolph blood in me too.
Bleed blue.
Yeah. Matt Miller in a little trouble right now, and he's taking it around the left side as he has to bail out of the backfield, but he's gaining some big yards and got himself on his feet yet, crossing the 50-yard line, and some great moves before he finally goes down. But
He's done a really good job tonight too.
He's a nice player. He's a nice player out there when things are kind of falling apart around him out there, and penalties and stuff that were not his fault out there. He showed he's still competing out there, and he's got a nice arm and keeping some plays alive. Finally got a touchdown for the team and kept that play alive for a nice gain.
Yep. Great athlete, great kid, all-around person. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad to get to know him just a little bit at some of the gatherings when I come over to Randolph here, and had a chance to meet him a few times. And, just a good young man that'll do some big things in life.
No, yeah, Matt definitely will.
I don't know why he comes to Randolph all the time. What's going on over here?
Is
it the food that they have over here?
Must be.
We'll have a post-game interview and ask him, right?
We did. We've mentioned it already. And he's found himself a nice young lady that's a very good friend of his, Presley Bawalda. What a great girl that's going to Ripon College right now. You think Matt, that's Ripon College might be in Matt's future at all? Or?
You never know. You never know. See where life takes him. No, that's another person we're going to definitely miss this year too, is Presley Buwalda. She's a great leader, rock of many programs here. So
not
best
just
of luck
sports,
to her in Ripon.
Yeah, and just not sports things too, but academic things. So she had the head of the National Honor Society.
Oh yeah,
when she was in school here.
Yep, parts of many clubs. It's just the active life of a student athlete.
So how you liking Randolph now? You've been here a few years.
Year 3.
Anybody approaching you, trying to get you away for, like they do in the NBA? They want to grab you away from somebody. Or you think you found a home here for some time?
I think I've found a home here for some time, definitely.
I know White Lake called, and they're looking for you to come back up to White Lake again. You want to go back up there?
You know what? As much as I like the getting away part of White Lake, I do not miss it.
Yeah, you like the wilderness and being out in the middle.
When we were up at Rosholt, made me feel like I was back at home a little bit, playing a game in the woods.
Yeah, well, you gotta kind of cut your teeth somewhere before you get to these. I know that Randolph's a great place to be an athletic director. They do well for their young youth in this city.
Oh yeah.
It's down the field, overshoots the intended receiver. The pass attempt by Miller. We're down to the last 2:34. I'm gonna get some interviews on the field too.
You're gonna do some post game?
Yeah, we do. We'll bring the mic right out there. We did that over.
I saw you that with volleyball the other night.
Yeah, we did with volleyball. We did it over at Hilbert last week. Jeff's he's got all the toys here for me to go out there. So we're definitely. Who do you think I should talk to besides the coach? I should be talking to Bryce. I think.
He's got 4 touchdowns, 138 yards. It said already.
Yeah, if you don't get interviewed after that, you're not going to
you
talk
might
to
never
anybody.
ever get one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to one of these games. I'd definitely like to talk to big Lane Jenkins too. So he had some moments in the football game in the first half, and
you'll get some good responses from him. That's for sure.
Is he a character? I hope he's a character, because that's why. I'd love.
Definitely is. Definitely is.
Good.
I know that much. Man, goodness.
Matt, again,
that's for sure.
Good stiff arm there from Matt Miller, getting away from some tackles, but still gets taken down for a loss. Keeping the clock.
Goes out of bounds, and stops the clock at 2:24 and counting.
Yeah, I thought he was winding his arms to keep it going, but he didn't.
I think he wanted to.
That was us doing it.
Yeah.
Anything else we can talk about with Randolph? Things happening around here coming up?
I mean, the only other fall sport going on right now is cross country. We had the Dodge County Invite last night.
You host it?
We did not host it. It was at Riverbend Park.
Okay.
Our girls team took 4th.
Okay.
Actually, and we had 2 individuals that placed top 5. So Cameron Pekarski for the girls program took 5th, and then we had Daniel Dreyer who also took 5th. It's a co-op program with Cambria, and Daniel's from Cambria.
Oh, okay.
I heard that Vince was in the corn eating contest on Monday.
Was there a corn eating contest?
For the Randolph?
I did not know that there was one, but if there is one, I might have to partake.
Isn't that the big Labor Day? Isn't that the big corn festival?
That's coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be up at
Corn
Marathon.
Carnival's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I thought you were I thought you were going to win that. You're the heavy favorite.
Well, if you look at the northeast end of our field.
Yeah, what is that going on
we
over
have
there?
a corn maze with our FFA program going on right now. So
has everybody returned from that yet, or are they still trying to find their way out of that?
You know what? They had some people there, and I think they just left them at this point. You're at your own risk.
Yeah, that's it. We're not going to come back and find you.
What's the time limit on how long you leave somebody wander around before you actually go?
They probably got drones now for that.
That's right.
Go check them out, make sure they're okay.
That's why we're waiting. We're trying to talk Jeff into buying a drone and have that flying around the outskirts. I think they let him do it in Fond du Lac during games, but you can't do it over the field.
You can't do it over the field, yeah.
Over the bleachers or anything like that. But they do it on one end over at Fruit Field. They were doing it. So
Fruit's getting redone. Well, they're getting a new field.
Getting a new field the way it sounds. They got some mixed emotions over there because I go to Fond du Lac every morning for my morning show. Run around the right side. Who was that, Vince? I can't read their numbers.
New guys in the game.
Oh, that's Barrett Meyer, freshman.
Barrett Meyer, the freshman, going around the right side and getting some positive yards, about a 4 or 5 yard. We'll give him 5 on that.
Oh, yeah, all of 5.
Yeah, so again, some young players getting that's one of the nice things. You don't want to take your starters out too early. You want to get them their time out on the field, but time now for the youth to shine, the future of the program.
Definitely.
Ben Paul with a 13-yard carry prior to that one. So yeah, some new names being called.
I was Zach told. Paul, it's his little brother.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Zach's little brother. Okay.
He'll do some great things for this program. That's for sure. As you can see right there.
Yeah, there he goes again. Doesn't go down real easy.
No.
Zach with a great
his
career.
JV games are really fun to watch, I'll tell you that much.
I've been told from some of the people I come over to Randolph to visit, I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on the 6th grade football team. They say that there are some up-and-comers there. Another Elvin is coming up on that football team over there. And then you got Pete Warwick and you got Ryan Elvin, I believe, are the two coaches. And they're teaching kids that are like varsity level stuff and plays out there, I guess, already. They're advanced years beyond what a 6th grader should be advanced.
That's awesome.
But I can't believe those two guys coaching at that level. So these kids are going to learn some stuff.
The dynamic duo.
Yes. And taking a knee as they're going to start winding the clock down with a little over a minute left. Randolph again is going to win this game 39-8. And I'm going to go out there and hunt some players, some coach down if you're out in the field at all. If you see him, I'm definitely going to talk to Bryce out there. And
yeah, I was looking at the stats trying to see who else maybe had a big game. Most tackles was Jake Dykstra.
Yeah, maybe we get Jake out there too. We don't always get the defensive guys all the love that they should get. That's my only request is getting some jerseys that you can read the numbers.
Well, you know what? Is that
about a year for that?
FHS rule that we are having to get some new jerseys for next year.
All right, all right. Yeah, that's the only my only request. Otherwise, it's just been perfect here. Well,
they are difficult to see.
It's going to be the
end of the game here, and Randolph wins 39-8. And we're going to take a break, and I don't know, did they do a little huddle after the game where we talked to him a little bit afterwards?
Yeah, Coach will talk to him for a little bit, but before we sign off, I just want to say thank you, Steve. Thank you to everyone at Radio Plus. We love having you guys here.
And thank you for all the hospitality. Vince Propson, again, the AD at Randolph High School, finishing out the last minutes of this football game here at Randolph. They win 39-8. Tonight, and I tell you what, we're going to take a break right now. I'll come back with some numbers from Randy. We'll get a few post-game interviews out on the field, and that's all coming up in the post-game show. Again, Randolph victorious, staying perfect on the season, 3-0. Back after this with the post-game show on Radio Plus Sports.
HomeAndAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeAndAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeAndAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus,
if you have any building or remodeling projects in your future, make sure to call Jeff Retajic at Ace in Building and Remodeling Randolph. Ace has been in business for over 20 years and builds new homes, offers complete interior and exterior remodeling and additions, single to multiple car garages, windows, decks and patios, seamless siding and seamless gutters. ACE stands for Achieving Carpentry Excellence. Let them work on your next project. You'll be glad you did. Give ACE in Building and Remodeling a call at 920-326-3624. Tina from Tea's Cup and Cream invites you to join her and her crew to enjoy one of their iced, blended, or hot specialty coffee drinks. Tea's offers non-coffee drinks and spirits too. Choose from their large selection of homemade baked goods or pick one of the many flavors of chocolate shop ice cream. Tea's has many comfortable places to sit with friends or just be by yourself. Tea's Cup and Cream also has a fun selection of clothing, gift ideas, and seasonal items. Enjoy your next visit to Tea's Cup and Cream at the corner of Stark and High Streets in Randolph. Roberts Brothers Painting of Randolph is a proud supporter of Randolph Rockets athletics. Family owned and operated since 1958, the Roberts Brothers have the skills, knowledge, and techniques to get your exterior paint job done right, no matter your painting needs. Roberts Brothers Painting uses the finest materials and equipment to guarantee a professional job that you'll be proud of. For more info, visit robertsbrotherspainting.com or give Hugh or Paul, the Roberts Brothers, a call at 326-5103 or 326-6214 for all of your exterior painting needs. Randolph Family Dental understands families. Dr. Ross Werner and his daughters Dr. Madeline Werner and Dr. Muriel Werner Dittman are there to take care of all of your family's dental needs. They are committed to the highest level of care for their patients. And Randolph Family Dental is currently taking new patients. Call them at 920-326-3191. Randolph Family Dental is excited to announce they'll be moving to their brand new facility at 130 Progress Drive in Randolph in early 2023.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. I plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
And we are back, Randolph High School. Steve has gone down to the field trying to get some mobile interviews. So right now I'm going to give you a few stats. So the big story tonight, Bryce Retajic, unofficially 20 carries, 138 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So huge game for the big fullback. Alex Hollander had 10 carries for 90 yards. He also had a touchdown. He was 2 of 4 in the passing game for only 16 yards. Did not throw a pass, I don't believe, in the second half. Ben Paul came in the game. He had 2 carries for 19 yards. And Braden Smeedema did not have a carry. Let me see. Brady Preby had 2 carries for 6 yards. Jacob Kyle, he had, again, unofficially, I had him down for 6 carries for, he was at about 70 yards in the game. So a nice overall effort by Randolph, really mixed it up, kept a number of players on the field, and able to close this one out. So things were good. But yeah, defensively, they were led by Jacob Dykstra. I believe he had 10 tackles in the game. So again, all of those stats are unofficial, when they come from me, but really nice game here by Randolph. So we're going to go back to a few commercials, and we'll try and come back with some live on-field interviews with the coach and some of the players.
The Boathouse Pub and Eatery on the shores of Fox Lake serves lunch and supper with the best view of Fox Lake. Their menu gives you many delicious options like burgers, pizza, nachos, chicken, sandwiches, wraps, and so much more. The Boathouse has great specials Monday through Saturday, including all-you-can-eat chicken wings, all-you-can-eat spaghetti, burgers and fries, tacos, and of course their amazing fish fry. Bring your friends or make new ones at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery on Chief Kuno Trail, Fox Lake.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Casasa Rewards checking accounts? All Casasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Casasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Let me know when you're ready. Welcome back to Randolph High School. Randolph winning 39-8 over Fall River Rio in the football game here tonight. And what a monster game from their fullback and defender with Bryce Vertagic joining us here in the postgame show. What did it feel like out there tonight?
Just a lot of open holes tonight. It was really open. Lyman did a really good job tonight blocking. So just fed off of that.
I see some holes in that right side of the line. That's kind of where you shot through for your 4 touchdowns tonight and about 7 tackles or so out there tonight. So it feels like a good connection between you and the quarterback too tonight with the handoffs and everything this week. So just it looked like a fun night for you out there.
Yes, sir. It was pretty fun.
Okay. And he thanked the linemen and everything out there, Bryce. You had a great game today, both offensively and defensively, so great job out there.
Thank you.
Okay. And looking for Jake Dykstra. You still Jake, or he already head out? Oh, okay. We're going to talk to Jake Dykstra, too, kind of walking over. Looks like he was all ready for this. He's picking up the yard markers right now, but we're going to talk to Jake Dykstra. So, Jake, come on over here. Picking up we're on Radio Plus right now, and we're going to get a little closer here so we get our reception better. Okay, Jake Dykstra, again, a big you led the team in tackles here tonight. Just talk about the defense in general. I've been pretty impressed from your Hilbert game and this game with the defense out there, and you guys must be really aggressive sideline to sideline on tackling out there. Is that a thing that you guys really been working on a lot in practice?
Yeah, we really work on keeping, we were working on keeping the running back when he went out in the flats, making sure we watch that, and then just flowing to the ball pretty much.
Pretty physical out there. You guys feed off each other a little bit, and you get the big hits out there. And you had a pretty good quarterback, pretty mobile quarterback. You had to keep an eye on tonight with Matt Miller out there. Makes it a little more difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But as long as the DNs do their job and keep them contained and keep them towards the middle, it's not too hard.
Okay, Jake Dykstra joining us. Great game tonight and a nice win, 3-0.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, Jake Dykstra joining us here in the post-game show. Maybe I can get Tom. I know he's talking to his coaches right now. I'd like to talk to the head coach for the Rockets. Tom, you got a chance to talk real quick here? But another victory, 3-0 on the season. Pretty good team that you had to take on tonight with a really nice quarterback with Matt Miller out there tonight. And let's just talk about your win here tonight offensively and defensively.
Again, when we take a look at Fall River Rio, they're a very physical team, and we knew that. And Matt Miller's a really good player. We had to try to limit him, and got loose a little bit here towards the end, but really good player. So our guys played really, really well tonight. I think on both sides of the ball, special teams were pretty good as well. I'm very, very happy, very pleased with them. We talked about humility and pride this week, and I think that they understand what that is. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I like that you're thinking about the mental part of the game and just the approach to the game for these kids too when they play under your program here. But I was glad to see Bryce Wertagic really taking off here tonight, and they really gave a lot of credit to the right side of the line that he had a lot of his holes in tonight, but like 140 yards somewhere around there and about 4 touchdowns for him tonight.
Yeah, we practice a lot of those types of things, and it's, Bryce had a good game tonight because it was kind of what they were giving us. We've got weapons on the slot and at quarterback, and they gave us that a little bit, and so Alex made some great reads, and Bryce got an opportunity to get in the crease a little bit and had a really awesome game. So, and the offensive line, they just work hard. They come and work hard. They recognize what's in front of them, and then they block it. So, we're really happy with what they did today.
Seems to be a lot of blue jerseys wherever one of their guys was with the football too. It's not just like one guy taking a guy down. It's a team thing out there, and you guys. You mentioned it before last week about your team speed defensively is really one of your big assets this year.
It is, there's no doubt about it. And again, we talked about it before, but if you're going to play in our defensive scheme, you got to run. And if you don't run well, then you're probably not going to play as much. So, and again, the kids know that. So their hard work they put in the offseason, Mr. Propson has done an awesome job in the weight room with these kids, getting them faster and stronger. And they just fly to the football. And that's what we preach, and we practice it every day.
Well, 3-0 in the season. Congratulations, Coach, and good luck next week at Deerfield.
Thank you. Again, we love having you guys and appreciate the coverage.
Okay, that's Coach Tom Chase again, head coach of the Randolph Rockets, winning 39-8, and that is about it. We're going to wrap things up here from Randolph. Another pretty impressive victory for Randolph. They play again against Deerfield next week, I believe. Fall River plays against Lourdes coming up next week. So I think me and Randy are going to take off, and Jeff's going to be bringing us some fun football coming up next week, Friday night against Kettle Moraine Lutheran at Kettle Moraine Lutheran. So thanks for joining us again. Randolph winning 39-8. This has been Randolph Rocket Football on Radio Plus Sports. Have a great night.
Chad and Tricia Dinkle, owners of Otter's Inn Bar and Grill in downtown Randolph, wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game. Otter's is the perfect place to take friends and family for a delicious meal. Their menu includes a great selection of appetizers, burgers, specialty sandwiches, and pizzas. And they have great daily specials, including their excellent Friday fish fry and juicy and tender prime rib on Saturdays. For an enjoyable dining experience, head to Otter's Inn Bar and Grill, 179 Stark Street in Randolph. Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph is the place to bring your vehicle to keep it running its best. Owner Micah Voskill has been working at Dairyland for over 20 years. Their ASE certified mechanics can do everything from replacing your tires, brakes, and battery, oil changes, and simple maintenance to replacing your transmission. And they use quality Napa parts. Pamper your vehicle with a visit to Dairyland Auto Center in Randolph. They wish the Randolph Rockets good luck in today's game.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Casasa Rewards checking accounts? All Casasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Casasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Marshview Veterinary Clinic is a proud supporter of the student-athletes in the Randolph Rockets. The team at Marshview is happily accepting new patients for wellness and surgery. We're also pleased to offer emergency and urgent care services for pets throughout the community. Dr. Jeff Hookstead, Dr. Jackie McIntyre, Dr. Colby McIntyre, and the friendly staff at Marshview look forward to seeing you and your four-legged companions. Go Rockets!